Good afternoon, I'm Paul Ralston, Director of Broadcast Properties for University of North Dakota Athletics, and welcome to this classic rewind broadcast of University of North Dakota football. For the next several weeks, we'll highlight some great North Dakota football games that have taken place over the last decade. We've condensed this broadcast to get to the big moments quicker, and we've enhanced this version with additional commentary from head coach Bubba Schweigert, as we'll get his thoughts on some of the moments on the game, its players, and even that particular season. Today's broadcast is being presented by Midco Sports Network. For the past decade, there's only been one place to watch your favorite coaches, players, and teams. That place is Midco Sports Network, celebrating 10 years of sports this season. Today's Classic Rewind is the opening Big Sky Conference game of the 2016 season. The Fighting Hawks were coming off a rally and win in double overtime the week prior against South Dakota in the Potato Bowl to pick up its first win of the season, and you had to wonder what effect that would have on the team going into week one of conference play. Would it be a boost, or would it prove to be an obstacle? Often the Big Sky regarded as a league of offense, and in many circumstances it is. But on this day, the elements of Bobcat Stadium in Bozeman would set up for an old school affair where each inch of field position was valued and fought over. It's Saturday, September 24th, 2016. Any trip in search of a win inside the Treasure State is one that always proves extraordinarily difficult. Now here's Jack Michaels, Mike Berg, along with me, Paul Ralston, as North Dakota tangles with Montana State in this classic UND football rebroadcast presented by Midco Sports Network.
The following is a presentation of University of North Dakota Athletics.
One of the biggest things that we talk about in our locker room is doing your 111th. Whatever your job is on that specific play, you have to do it to the best of your ability, give the best effort that you can, and, let the rest take care of itself. And I feel like we did that through 4 quarters and 2 overtimes today.
Can North Dakota get one more stop? Stubler back to pass. Blitz is on. Pass is picked off. Intercepted by Harris. He's going in. He's going in. He's done it again. It's a pick six. Deion Harris. Holy cow. North Dakota an extra point away from tying the game. Can you believe it? Asiago comes inside and loses a tackle. Makes another. Tip on one. He's in. Touchdown. 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 John Santiago. 6 inches is all they need. The snap, here it comes, is in! Touchdown, North Dakota! North Dakota wins! Bruce, send us home.
Review. The ruling on the field is confirmed.
It's open! North Dakota wins! Holy cow! What a comeback! What a game! What a game!
We kept grinding the whole game, and we had pride. We had a real belief that we were going to win in that locker room. We come out of the half, and we battled our asses off.
Yeah, we grew up. That's 2 fourth quarters in a row that we played very well. Really proud of our guys to get after this thing and find a way to win.
The Big Sky season starts now. Are you ready, North Dakota? From Bozeman, Montana, here's Jack Michaels.
If the non-conference schedule is supposed to prepare you for conference play, well, the University of North Dakota should be in good shape. 2 tough close losses on the road, and then the 2 overtime thriller last week. Today, the second season begins. Conference play. Each win a step towards the goal of reaching the postseason. Each loss magnified. For the Fighting Hawks, they fly into Big Sky country this afternoon for the Big Sky Conference opener. The Bobcats of Montana State under new leadership in Jeff Choate, a defensive-minded guru who wants nothing more than to derail UND's plan this afternoon. The Hawks want to run. Montana State wants to run and throw. For UND, they want nothing more than to spoil homecoming today for Montana State and to fly back to Grand Forks 1-0 in the second season. Hi again, good afternoon, Fighting Hawks fans. Jack Michaels alongside the coach Mike Berg and Paul Ralston from an overcast Bozeman, Montana, and what looks to be a sold-out Bobcat Stadium. Over 17,000 fans will be inside this arena today, and 2 teams that really want to start the year off, Coach, on a winning note. Montana State State? Yeah, UND took them down a season ago, but this is a proud program. Under new guidance in Jeff Choate, they brought Montana's defensive coordinator over here. Now he's the D coordinator for Montana State. No, never mind. The Cats want to play today, and UND's going to have their hands full, Coach.
17,000 people in this stadium today, Jack, hoping for a Bobcat victory. They are in the process of bringing this program back to where it's used to be, and so it's going to be a big one for both teams.
When you come to Bozeman, it's interesting because the night before, the entire town, the entire city is downtown. There are parades downtown. It's homecoming. It's quite a festive atmosphere, and that bleeds into the game day where tailgating is immense. They're having the catwalk right now where all the teams coming out, the fans, the tailgating. It's nothing but Bobcats here. Oh, there's a contingent of North Dakota, but you feel like the visitor when you come to Bobcat Stadium.
They'll let you know you're in hostile territory. They have very loyal and very loud and boisterous fans. In fact, part of Bubba Schweigert's, as well as a couple of the coordinators' messages to their team last night, was avoid the distractions, focus on what's going on the field.
Paul, do you come into here with a different feeling than North Dakota has in recent years? A couple of years ago, kind of let one get away. Before that, it was tough to play Montana State. Do you come into today with a little different feeling as a North Dakota fan?
No doubt about it, Jack. I think from North Dakota's standpoint, they're ready for this type of challenge now. 2 years ago, maybe we're a little bit surprised to be in a game like that as the game wore on after taking a couple of drubbings, to be perfectly honest with you, both home and our previous journey here in the D1 era. But for North Dakota, this team is now taking steps where they can come into this game and know if they play at the level that they're capable of and stay focused to the task at hand, they could come out with a W. Now, do they have to play a very disciplined, a very solid game throughout their all phases? No doubt about it. But when they come to this field on this day, now 3 years into the Bubba era, they're ready for this challenge.
It is one of the most scenic areas you're going to find in the Big Sky. It's one of the most picturesque settings for a college football game. There's no question about that. And hopefully North Dakota can walk away, as you mentioned, Paul, with a victory this afternoon. We come to you today with heavy hearts. I would be remiss if on behalf of the broadcast crew we did not send out our condolences to the family of Scott Swigman, a man who has dedicated much of his broadcasting life towards the University of North Dakota, to the city and area of Grand Forks and East Grand Forks, to a colleague, a friend, a brother, someone that has done so many good things behind the mic and in person. I've had a chance to meet Scott Swigman and be around Scotty for a number of years. Certainly not as close as Mike Berg or you, Paul Ralston. Is with heavy hearts today that we broadcast today's game with Scott firmly on our minds and in our hearts.
No doubt about it, Jack. I can honestly say that I grew up listening to Scott Swigman. I was overwhelmed and I guess somewhat lost for words here from the standpoint of he embraced me as a friend and a colleague eventually when I got into this field and what I chose professionally. And to have that happen from a guy that you listen to and put up on a pedestal a little bit, to do that for you and embrace me as a friend, this is a more difficult day for me going into a game like this. There's no doubt about it. But as you mentioned, Swig came from the Twin Cities area, and when he did, he found the University of North Dakota. And not only did he like the University of North Dakota so much, he made Grand Forks and the surrounding community home, and the University of North Dakota part of his life and heart and part of his work for so many years. And for us to lose him on this day is incredibly difficult for me and for so many, but we hold him close and dear to our hearts, no doubt about that.
He will, very well put, Paul. He will not be forgotten. Every broadcaster that dons the University of North Dakota microphone and headset speaks with the spirit of Scott Swigman, as we do here this afternoon in Bozeman, Montana. We're just getting going on the Bud Light pregame show. We'll come back. We'll hear from Bubba Schweigert. Today, it's the University of North Dakota, the Big Sky Conference opener on the road from Bobcat Stadium. You're listening to Fighting Hawks football on the home of Economy Radio Network from Learfield.
When another Alberta Clipper blows in, nothing keeps you on the job longer than Carhartt work gear from Home of Economy. Ask anyone working outdoors. They'll tell you Carhartt makes the warmest work gear available. Traditional brown duck, Yukon Extremes, Carhartt Originals, and FR. They're all beyond tough and ready to work as hard as you do. See us today for the most sizes, styles, and selections.
Home of Economy, where your dollar buys more.
It seems around here every town is a sports town. And why not? Sports were important to us growing up, and we want the same for our kids. to get involved, to compete, because that's how kids learn to lead. And why Farmers Union Insurance supports these programs. They know sports aren't just about building skill and strength, but about building character. Farmers Union Insurance. They don't just protect our community, they invest in it.
We cater to cowards. The Badger Dental Group has long been known as the dental office that caters to cowards. Year after year, patients praise this team for their hands-on care, comfort, and patience given to them. The Badger Dental Group uses the latest technology and takes extra steps to cater to cowards. They want to make you feel welcome, comfortable, and informed, and they love new patients. Experience the difference experience makes. Call the Badger Dental Group today.
Nate from the Golf Center here, the man with the fancy shoes. Remember this, it's always the club's fault. Set up an appointment or stop in for a custom fitting experience to find where your misses are coming from. It's a proven fact that once you find clubs with the correct specifications, you will make a more fluid swing and improved shot impact pattern, giving you a tighter dispersion and flight consistency. In turn, you're going to hit better shots and have more fun after your fitting at the Golf Center, where your game begins.
Making safety a priority on the farm is an everyday decision. We buckle up when we get behind the wheel. We cook our food to a safe temperature, and we have a plan when the unexpected happens. Farm safety should be no different. Our team at Ag Country Farm Credit Services reminds you to look twice when moving large equipment and think twice before entering that grain bin, and use every resource you have to stay safe out there. At Ag Country, our focus is you, your safety, and your success.
At Ground Round in Grand Forks, the construction is done and the new patio room is open. Enjoy the beautiful days dining outside on the patio or inside in the fresh air and sunlight through the large screen doors. The Ground Round has also added a room available to reserve for private gatherings and meetings. Check out all the new items on the menu, and of course, always a great daily special. The Ground Round, 32nd Avenue South in Grand Forks.
Hey, Hawks fans, the pigskin is flying, pads are popping, and Shields wants to know, are you geared up? Got a jersey that needs retiring? Need a brand new hat with some fresh luck? For everything you want to wear, wave, sit on, toss around, drink from, grill on, and stick to your car. If it says Fighting Hawks, Shields has it. Shields, proud supporter of Fighting Hawks football and football fans everywhere. In Bismarck, Minot, Grand Forks, Fargo, and Moorhead.
Preparation. It's the key to success on game day. And like your favorite UND players on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pre-game routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. UND Pride, powered locally.
Get your ice-cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now, hip. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer. IRC Beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
North Dakota football is on the air today from Bobcat Stadium in beautiful Bozeman, Montana. Today, it is the Big Sky Conference opener for the University of North Dakota and the MSU Bobcats. Scott Root is the referee for today's game, and the crew standing at midfield will go down to our sideline man, Paul Ralston, and get the coin toss for today's game. North Dakota in their road whites with green pants. Montana blue with gold helmets. 17,000 plus.
Help us out. Blue, talk to blue. White, talk to white. You have any problems, you come talk to one of us, okay? Here's a coin for today's game. Big Sky is heads. Helmets, tails. North Dakota, you're going to call it before I flip it. What's your call?
Tails.
Tails is the call. It is heads. Montana State, you win the toss. And we'll defer to the second half.
Well, Montana State has won the toss. They'll defer. Let's go down to Paul Ralston And Paul, I can't help but notice, no rain, it does appear. In fact, the sun has cracked through some of the overcast skies. But one element that is in play today, Paul, it appears is going to be the wind.
Just as it was 2 years ago, Jack, here, it really played a factor in field position early in the game, and that allowed the Bobcats to get out in front. And North Dakota made a valiant effort, in fact, won the second half, but just didn't have enough left to get all the way back. And even I would assume it's gusting up over 20 miles an hour periodically here with a pretty steady stream of wind from 10 to 15. So it's definitely a factor today, fellas.
Evan Holm and Torrey Hunt back deep to return for the University of North Dakota. A sellout today at Bobcat Stadium. 98, maybe 99% Cat fans, but there is a faction of North Dakota fans that have made the trip here today to Bozeman. Teeing it up is Devin Tanberg. Tanberg has it teed up for the Cats, and we are just about set for football. He approaches the ball. Green means go, and we are underway today as the ball taken 3 yards into the end zone and down by Evan Holm. So a touchback. Second down, a long 6 for UND from their own 24-yard line. First drive of the game. Ball between the hashes, nearing the right hash. Stunt shoot, handoff again. Santiago trying up the middle, and Santiago across the 30 to run the 33-yard line. Picks up, correction, Brady Oliveira on the carry. Picks up a few more. The tackle again stopped by Josh Hill. Brings up third down and short. It'll be a dime to Brady Oliveira and Santiago. Oliveira and Santiago both fared well last season against this defense of Montana State. UND trying to avoid a 3-and-out on their first possession. Third down and short, handoff. Santiago in trouble. Makes a little shake and bake across the 35, and he's brought down there. And Montana State saying they stripped the ball. Is it a fumble? It is. Montana State has it. One of the early men in there was Mac Bignell, the talented linebacker, and Montana State forces a turnover.
Bignell's a name you're going to be calling a lot today, Jack. He's an All-American candidate, very good football player, probably their best defensive football player, and Mr. Santiago is not happy with himself.
At the North Dakota 20, keep it in the backfield. This is Brecky, and Brecky wrapped up by Connor O'Brien early on. Boy, Connor O'Brien, he's all about tackling. He's got that condor-like wingspan. Sometimes you see him, and he really wrapped up on Brecky. Brecky is a former Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of Montana. He's from Helena, Coach. Went to Capitol High.
Well, Montana, I just checking their roster. Montana State has 30 players on this roster from Montana. I assume that Montana has an equal number, so that's 60 kids out of the state of Montana able to play Division I football. It says something about their high school level, their talent level.
Third down and 8, low snap, out of the gun. Back to pass caught near side, and tackle made at the 9. That might be enough for a first down. Austin Barth, the tight end, the receiver. Bacher on the stop for North Dakota. Second down and goal to go for the Bobcats. The ball is on the right hash on the North Dakota 9-yard line. 4-man rush applied. Bruckman on an option play. Now pulls it back to pass. Waiting, throwing. Ball is incomplete. Pass intended for Page.
Great defense by Torrey Hunt, getting in front and breaking in front of that ball. He probably should have picked that one off, Jack.
As Bruckman out of the gun, ball is on the right hash. Third down and goal for the 9. Bruckman back to pass. North Dakota brings the heat. Pass is incomplete. Hunt able to take it out of the hands of Herbert, the intended receiver. That's back-to-back big-time plays for Torrey Hunt, a redshirt freshman from Madison, Alabama. And Montana State will have to settle for a field goal attempt. Chalk that one up and a win for the defensive column for UND.
Paul, did he kind of lob that one up there?
He did.
He could have put a little more mustard on it. Might have had it completed.
If he would have zipped it in there, I think he would have had him.
Gabe Peppinger is on. This will be a 27-yard chip shot field goal attempt to put the Cats on the board. The snap, the placement, the kick is on its way. Looks good, and it is good. 27-yard field goal for Gabe Peppinger, and Montana State has taken a 3-0 lead. The second series for the University of North Dakota. And we'll see if they can move the ball against an inspired Montana State defense led really by an inspired coach in Jeff Choate. And then you bring in Mr. Gregoric over from Montana.
And let's go back to that previous possession. Santiago had the first down when he fumbled. So he'd already picked up the first. They would have moved the chains. And then it came out.
So trips to the right for North Dakota on 1st and 10 from their own, call it 23. Man in motion is Santiago. The give is to Brady Oliveira. Oliveira over right tackle. Buddy stretched out and brought down after a very short pickup of maybe 2 yards. Yates on the stop. But North Dakota has already fumbled the football today. And now their first penalty brings up second down and a dozen. Second down and 12 for North Dakota. Ball is on their own 21-yard line. On the right hash. Stunt shoot out of the gun. And again, whistles sound.
It's going to be another false start.
Well, the crowd of 17,000 feeling like they're playing a factor already in today's game, and they are. Let's go back down to Jeff Root.
Offside. Defense. Number 22 came in the neutral zone, caused the offensive player to move. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
All right, so there we go. So the penalties have balanced themselves out the last couple of would-be snaps.
So do I get in trouble if I quote Lee Corso and say not so fast?
Not so fast.
Well, I was wondering why they blew it dead then. Thought they might let them have that play.
So it is second down and 7. Quick handoff, and the give is to Santiago, trying to find a seam over left guard, left tackle to the 28-yard line. Third down and 7, call it. Up third down and 5 for North Dakota. Ball is on the left hash at the 28-yard line of UND. Keaton Stunstrud changing the play, looking at protection. Montana State showing a little heat from the linebacker. Nobody comes. Stunstrud has time. His pass is caught. First down, North Dakota. Travis Toivonen in traffic, and he was wearing Trayvon Strong, the cornerback.
And Keaton Stunstrud threw a laser beam in there and hit him right between the numbers. Took his time, let Toivonen get open and curl back into the inside. Good throw.
First down of the game for UND, trailing 3-0. 9:07 to go here in the first quarter. Draw a handout to Santiago. Stiff arms one defender. Breaks a tackle. 40, 45 to midfield. Now in Bobcat territory as Santiago brings it down to the Montana State 47-yard line, where he's brought down by John Walker.
Paul, the key on that draw play was John let it develop. He wasn't in too much of a hurry.
No, it was great patience by John there to let things kind of open up, then explode through it.
15 yards on the game for John Santiago at North Dakota, who put 400 plus on the ground last year against Montana State. Trying to keep that mo going here in the first quarter. Santiago out of the slot in motion. They fake the sweep handoff, give it to Oliveira, but a flag flies from the near side. And a lot of times these are motion penalties. Let's go back to
Prior to the snap. Full start. Offense. Number 34. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Well, you can't get 15 and give them back 5, Coach. And North Dakota, that's a second penalty here in the first quarter. Trailing 3-0 with 8:15 to play in the first quarter. Stunstrud comes from out underneath center. Looks at his backfield and an eye. Backfield set. The give. Santiago waits his block. Cuts inside, but there's no room. That's just a good old-fashioned hole fill, and then Big Nell, the linebacker, filled that gap and dropped Santiago. No gain on the play, second down and 15.
Matt Big Nell's only 210 pounds, but he's from an 8-man school in Montana, Drummond High School.
Second down and 15. But North Dakota has gone to the air once on a good ball from Stunstrud to Toivonen on second down and 15 on their own 48-yard line. Empty backfield. Out of the gun is Stunstrud. Here comes the blitz. Stunstrud. Pass tipped off the fingertips of Toivonen. Incomplete.
Yeah, should have been caught.
A third down for UND.
The crowd is really into it. This is a great place to play, by the way. A great venue. One of my favorite places to watch a ball game.
Packed house today at Bobcat Stadium, and every one of them screaming on third down and 15 for North Dakota. Stunstrud with a diamond bunch set. Trip to the right. Stunstrud back to pass. Got time. Floats it. It is caught. Big catch for North Dakota. It's a first down to the 35-yard line. Luke Stanley able to go up and bring it in. And Stanley tackled by Rennell, the linebacker. Stanley got down a seam on the right hash inside of the numbers, and Stunstrud threw another pretty ball.
He was in that trips diamond formation and ran straight up the hash mark, just a vertical route. Keaton hit him in stride.
Boy, Stanley has good hands. A loss of 5 Georges in week 1 at Stony Brook. and you take away one of your star receivers, and you need others to step up, and Stanley's certainly one of those guys. But North Dakota in 1st and 10, give it to Santiago. Santiago inside the 35. There's a helmet off. He gets down to the 31-yard line. A pickup of 3 yards for Santiago on that carry. 2nd down and 7. North Dakota trailing 3-0. We're in the first quarter. 6:22 to play in the first. Here's a handoff to Santiago. Great step. He cuts from his left to his right. It's inside the 30, and all that action for maybe 2 yards. And a host of cats there on the stop. Palatabo, a defensive tackle on the stop for Montana State.
Well, if there's one positive about this, fellas, North Dakota's been able to flip the field on this series here and start to kind of establish themselves no matter what comes of it, because North Dakota's going to have to get some more yards here in order to even be in field goal position. It's into a strong wind.
You got that right. You mentioned earlier, Bull, almost gusting, you would say 20 miles an hour. So 3rd down and 5. North Dakota needs to get to the 24-yard line. At the 29-yard line, Stuntrud draw a handoff to Santiago. Stops on a dime, stiff arms, and then is thrown out of bounds, shy of a 1st down. A flag flies. A penalty flag. Let's go down to the field.
Holding. Offense, number 72. Penalties decline. Result of the play, 4th down.
Matt Cox called to the holding. They declined the penalty, so that won't go against him.
And they're leaving the offense out there, guys, at least for now.
No, right now it'd be a 46-yard field goal or a little bit shy of that. Probably a 44-yard field goal into the wind, but North Dakota going to go for it on 4th down. 4th down and 4. Listen to this crowd. From the Montana State 28-yard line. Stuntrud tapping his center. Drops back into the gun. Trips receivers to the near side. Single receiver to the short side. Stuntrud as he gets set to throw. Timeout is called. Let's see. Montana State, I believe, got a timeout.
Before the snap. Timeout. Montana State.
Well, Montana State burns a
That's
timeout.
I'll tell you why they called timeout, Jack, is UND had them outnumbered on the flank. They were in a wide trips, and Stetson Card had been wide open.
So we'll break also with 5:13 to play in the first quarter. 4th down and 4 for North Dakota. When we come back, it's Montana State 3, North Dakota nothing. You're listening to Fighting Hawks Football on the home of Economy Radio Network from Learfield.
You're listening to a special rebroadcast of North Dakota football as UND has traveled to Bozeman, Montana to take on Montana State Saturday, September 24th, 2016. Presented by Midco Sports Network. Coming up, we'll hear from head coach Bubba Schweigert as he'll tell us about looking forward to the opportunities within those tough and hostile atmospheres on the home of Economy Sports Network after these messages from our local partners. Welcome back to this classic rebroadcast of North Dakota football against Montana State in 2016. It's being presented by Midco Sports Network. For the past decade, there's only been one place to watch your favorite coaches, players, and teams. That place is Midco Sports Network, celebrating 10 years of sports this season. After UND's early turnover, the Bobcats turned that into 3 points and got the Montana State faithful right in it on their homecoming game. Head coach Bubba Schweigert says you have to love to play in college football atmospheres such as this.
Said it over and over, the Big Sky was exciting. Going to Bozeman and playing Montana State on their homecoming was really a great atmosphere, and you want to do that. And real competitors want to get in that atmosphere and challenge. It was a challenge for our team, for our program, to go out there against a quality opponent on the road in front of a huge crowd. There's nothing like it. Driving up to that stadium and seeing all the tailgating and all their supporters there, and they aren't very kind to you when you get there, and we know that's part of going on the road, but we sure enjoyed that environment, and we're proud of our team that really helped us gain some confidence and create some momentum going forward in our season.
North Dakota's in the midst of a long drive in response in this first quarter. Let's head back to Bobcat Stadium.
So North Dakota needs to get to the Montana State 29-yard line. The ball is placed on the right hash inside the numbers. North Dakota with trips receivers on the near side. On the far outside is Toivin, and Santiago split to the short side to the right. The backfield is empty other than Stuntrud standing in shotgun formation. Here comes a little pressure. Stuntrud holds on. Pass is caught by Toivonen. Toivonen steps into the 21, and that's a big first down for North Dakota. Needed 4, got 8. Chains move. First down, UND.
He's a big body, came in there, ran a little short slant in front of the secondary, behind the backers, and no question about the first down.
Mark Bignell on the stop. Remember, Bignell came in 24 tackles on a year already. He leads the team. So now North Dakota keeps the drive alive. First down and 10 for the Montana State 21-yard line. And eye backfield behind Stuntrud. The give is to Santiago. Can't find a hole. He's down early. Barely got back to the line of scrimmage, if that. And right now, there's no money in the middle. Marcus Ferreter, the defensive end, really plugged that hole. But East and West is what Santiago is doing early on here. They need a little bit more north. So it's a loss of one, so a tackle for a loss. Second down 11, give us to Oliveira. Oliveira trying to get around Collins on the outside of Bignell. He can't, and he is tackled perhaps for a loss. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Fletcher Collins, linebacker on that side, and he had help in pursuit. Boy, that Mac Bignell.
You know, it's tough to stop Brady Oliveira under any circumstances. He got one arm on Brady and just slowed him down enough for the pursuit to get there.
I don't know what he's pursuing, but might I suggest a bounty hunter, because he's finding everybody immediately. Third down and 10 for North Dakota. The ball is on the Montana State 21-yard line. Stuntrud looks off to his right. That's where the freshman Wanzik is. He's got protection in the backfield. Stuntrud's got, and he's sacked. Blind side came from his right and brought down, and wouldn't you know it, that was Bignell along with Garcia, the safety blitz, and he came unblocked.
Well, he was totally locked into the receivers on the left, eyes locked in from the snap of the ball, and he didn't see anybody coming from his right side.
So Reed Taubenheim will try to tie this game with a 43-yard field goal attempt into a strong breeze. 43-yard attempt. This would tie at the snap. The kick is on its way. It is end over end. It hit the upright and bounced out. No good. Wow.
Well, it had the distance.
So a failed attempt from 43 yards and a timeout on the field. 2:41 to play here in the first quarter. Our score, Montana State 3, North Dakota nothing.
So North Dakota's answer to that early 3-0 deficit was to march 51 yards over 8.5 minutes, but couldn't get the three-point answer. You are listening to this classic rebroadcast of North Dakota football versus Montana State from Saturday, September 24th, 2016. We'll get to second quarter action and Montana State's ensuing possession as you're listening to classic North Dakota football on the Home of Economy Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now here. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
Calling all UND sports fans. Each UND game day, whether home or away, visit your local Valley Dairy and Valley Car Wash for exclusive game day deals. Enjoy $1 off any breakfast or single topping personal pan size hot stuffed pizza at Valley Dairy. Or buy one, get one free car washes at any of the 4 Valley Car Wash locations. Welcome to Valley Dairy. Welcome to the new official convenience store of UND Athletics.
What makes your local Butler builder a better option for commercial construction? It starts with expert knowledge of the local codes and building conditions. And when you add the industry-leading product and efficiencies of Butler Manufacturing, the choice is even clearer. When you're ready to build, call Sand Steel Building Company at 701-594-4435 for the local expertise and know-how to complete your next building project.
Nothing better than spending summer on a pontoon. Oh, right. Summer's over. And you don't have a pontoon. Sounds like you need to go to Revolution's Power Sports and Marine for the pontoon blow-up. Save big on all remaining pontoons. And Revolution's has winter storage, winterization, and boat shrink wrap available. Don't miss out on a great deal at Revolution's Power Sports and Marine pontoon blow-up. We need something here. Perfect. Off I-29 and 32nd Avenue South.
It seems around here every town is a sports town, and why not? Sports were important to us growing up, and we want the same for our kids. To get involved, to compete, because that's how kids learn to lead. And why Farmers Union Insurance supports these programs. They know sports aren't just about building skill and strength, but about building character. Farmers Union Insurance. They don't just protect our community, they invest in it.
Nate from the Golf Center here, the man with the fancy shoes. We don't want this golf season to end, so come see us for everything you need to continue on warm and cozy. Push carts available now to keep that heart rate up on cool mornings. Rain jackets, windbreakers, and sweaters to layer up and make a full day of it. Gloves and hats to keep the important things comfortable. Golf balls in a variety of colors, as well as low compression balls to take the sting out of those frozen shots. All available at the Golf Center, where your game begins.
In 1951, on the corner of 8th and Main, Ted Hornbacher started a neighborhood grocery store grounded in family values, bringing you the highest quality meat and smokehouse along with the freshest produce, bakery, and deli products. And we take pride in serving you every day. Hornbacher's, freshness and quality since 1951. And remember, before or after the game, we have you covered with our quick and easy meals. Stop in today and check them out in our deli and meat departments. Hornbacher's, the official grocery store of North Dakota Athletics.
Let Grand Forks International Airport help you start your next vacation off on the right foot. Grand Forks International Airport offers flights to the sunny destinations of Orlando, Las Vegas, and Phoenix on Allegiant, and connections anywhere in the world through Minneapolis, St. Paul on Delta. Forget the hassles of long drives, parking nightmares, and stressful check-ins. The convenience of flying locally means less headaches and more time for you. Check out their new website at gfkairport.com. Grand Forks International Airport, your airport, simply grand.
Welcome back to this classic rebroadcast of North Dakota football from September 24th, 2016, presented by Midco Sports Network. We left off with North Dakota trailing 3-0 late in the first quarter on a blustery day at Bobcat Stadium in Bozeman. Montana State is currently on their second possession to begin the second quarter in response to the Fighting Hawks' long drive that resulted in a missed field goal.
Third down conversions for Montana State, 2 of 3 in that first quarter. North Dakota, 3 of 5. UND possessed the ball for 9 minutes, 46 seconds in the first quarter, but a missed 43-yard field goal would have tied the game, and now here we are in the second quarter, and Montana State with a football first down and 10 for the North Dakota 40-yard line. If you keep Montana State to threes, Coach, you'd have to think that North Dakota will figure a way to put sevens on the board today, but you got to keep them to threes. It's an explosive offense at times. They have key personnel. We talk about Newell averaging 8 yards a carry on the ground. They have boys that can go on and catch the football, too. We've yet to really hear from Herbert yet today. Brugman back to pass to the perimeter. There's the catch made on the far side for a pickup of 8. Hunt and Reyes on the stop, and Cassis back-to-back catches. He's averaging about 14 to 15 yards a catch.
That's the best look we've had today of Brugman's arm. He threw that from the left hash out by the numbers on the right side. Just a one-person route and completed it.
So it is second down and short, second down and 2 for Montana State out of the pistol. 4 men coming on the rush for North Dakota. Down the left hip, little play action. Here's a pass on the perimeter, caught again, and that's a first down as Kevin Cassis pushed out of bounds after a pickup of about 6 to 7 yards on that completion.
Same route as the previous play, a simple out route. Torrey Hunt's giving him some room, and he's just taking it.
And Cole Reyes was coming in on a safety blitz there, just didn't get there in time.
First and 10 for Montana State, leading 3-0. Newell, the ball carrier, cuts over, slices inside the 20, down to around the 17. Well, that's typical, a gain of 8 where he was brought down by Correa.
That's a good job by their offensive line. Again, he didn't get touched until he went down. He had a good 7-yard run before anybody got a finger on him.
Dylan Mahoney, left tackle, 6'6", 283. J.P. Flynn, 6'5", close to 300. Alex Neal, the center, at 6'3", 290. So it is second down and short. Give to Newell again. Decent blocking. And around his ankle tackle is O'Brien, but he's got him by the ankle. His arms are near the 11. That's another first down for Montana State.
Well, you go up and hit this guy high, you might get hurt. He's a big physical guy.
Well, number one, you got to find a way to get to him in the backfield, Coach, and North Dakota hasn't been able to do that.
No,
You're right about that offensive line for the Bobcats. So first down and 10. So Montana State can get a first down without getting a touchdown here on the 12-yard line. Handoff to Newell. Newell's got a hole over the right side. Buries his head down the pad level. Gets to around the 7-yard line. A pickup of 5. Arnell came up from his safety spot to apply a little hit. And then Austin Cieslak also in there, not Tank Harris.
Well, for sure. Bubba alluded to it. Not playing the last 2 weeks. His legs are fresh, and he's using them to his advantage.
I should say Tank Harris on that combined stop. Second down and 5. Montana State first down markers at the 2. Second down and 5 on the North Dakota 7-yard line. Montana State leading 3-0. Brugman goes over to say a word or two to his tight end. Out of the pistol formation, puts his tight end in motion to the right. High snap, panks out Brugman's hands, trying to make something out of nothing. No, he just throws it down and grounds it into the turf in the neighborhood of Brian Labatt for UND. Montana State avoids danger.
That could have been disaster for them.
Well, brings up third down and 5 again. A key one here if you can hold the Bobcats to just a field goal attempt. We're in the second quarter, 12-12 remaining. Overcast skies, but a pleasant afternoon. Temperatures into the 50s at game time. Third down and 5 for Montana State. Twins on the far side. That's Austin Barth, a tight end out there, along with Herbert, a wide receiver. Snap to Brugman. North Dakota brings heat from the outside. The pass is incomplete. Off the hands of the tight end, Austin Barth. Good pressure by North Dakota.
That ball was pretty well thrown. You're right, Jack. Went right off his hands.
So Montana State will be forced, Paul, to attempt another field goal here.
No doubt. On that previous play on second down, Coach Schweigert came down the sideline. He was hoping for an intentional grounding because he didn't think Brugman was outside the tackle box and threw it just into the ground.
Gabe Peppinger to attempt another chip shot field goal. This one will be a 24-yard field goal attempt to make it 6-0. The snap, the kick is on its way, and the kick is good. 12:04 to play here in the first half. Tack on 3 more for Montana State, but again, a defense able to hold the Cats to just 3. 12:04 to go. A scoreboard update coming up with Brian Rivers. 12:04 to go in the first half. Our score now, Montana State 6, North Dakota nothing. You're listening to Fighting Hawks Football, the home of Economy Radio Network from Learfield.
This is a classic rewind broadcast of North Dakota football at Montana State from 2016, presented by Midco Sports Network. We'll return with more second quarter action following these messages from our local station partners. Welcome back to this classic rebroadcast of North Dakota's game against Montana State from Saturday, September 24th, 2016. After a quick 4 plays and out, North Dakota was forced to kick it back to Montana State, trailing 6-0, nearing the midway point of the second quarter.
Back at Bobcat Stadium, Jack Michaels, Mike Berg, and Paul Rolston. 6-0, Montana State leading. We'll get an idea of the injury to Big Nell. He did walk off under his own power. The talented linebacker. First and 10. Play action, little zone read. Brugman, the quarterback, going to keep it. And Reyes on him quickly. Short gain of 2 yards, maybe 3. Second down and long. Brugman, you know, the story on Brugman, Coach, he's been around. Look at a guy that was an FBS. The man, he hails out of the Phoenix, Arizona area. Transferred over to Louisville, didn't play, sat out transfer role, and ended up at Scottsdale Community College on the perimeter, and a good ankle tackle. Juwan Johnson in coverage, and one of the big receivers, DeAugustina.
Well, Jack, you go back to Brugman. One of the key points that Coach Schmidt made last night to his secondary was don't fall asleep on this guy. You get comfortable, and he'll go over your head with it.
Brings up third down and 5 for Montana State. Ball on the left hash. Third down and 5. And Brugman surveys the defense now, changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Ball is on Montana State's only 25-yard line. Bobcats leading 6-0. The second quarter, under 9 minutes to play in the second quarter. Sun starting to break from the overcast skies amongst the mountains. Snap, shotgun, back to pass. Brugman looking to his right. He is picked off. and intercepted. Brian LePat, an interception for North Dakota. Brian LePat got inside and took it away.
He just broke when the receiver broke, cut in front of him. It's the old drill that you do 100 times during the season, working with pass defense, and picked it off. Like you said earlier, we needed a turnover in this spot. Got it on the 30-yard line now.
Turnovers even at 1. Yeah, Paul, during that commercial break, as you heard, I turned to Coach and you, and I said, boy, this would be a high time to get a nice interception.
Well, that's film study, as Coach likes to say. Brian is one of the best at film study. I think he saw that one earlier in the week when he's watching film.
Brian LePat, an interception in North Dakota, starts their 1st and 10 for the Montana State 30-yard line. The pride of Detroit Lakes, Minnesota, puts it back in the hands of North Dakota's offense. Ball is on the left hash. Eye backfield. Oliveira dots the eye. The give is to Brady. Nice cut inside. He eludes the defender. Stays on his feet. Inside the 15. Down to the 12-yard line. A pickup of 18 yards for Brady Oliveira. Fletcher Collins, a linebacker on the stop.
And, he was running through arm tackles and helmets and shoulder pads for about 14 of those 18 yards.
You talk about Chad Newell being a one-cut back. Well, Oliveira on one cut there. He really got into the clear and then stiff-armed a couple of cat defenders. 1st down and 10 for UND. Ball is on the Montana State 13-yard line. Stuntrud under center, give it back to Brady. Oliveira very patiently follows his block, covers up the ball at the point of contact inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line where John Walker, the cornerback, we'll talk about John in a moment, makes the stop. A pickup of almost 5-6 yards. 2nd down, call it a long 4 for UND, and I love the way old number 5 is running for North Dakota.
Well, he had his game of the year last year against this same defense in the Alaris Center.
North Dakota trailing 6-0, but on the doorstep. So the 2nd down and 5 inside the 10. The ball is on the Montana State 8-yard line. Ball is on the left hash. Turn, give. Oliveira, patient again, lowers his head, dives towards the 1st down marker. They're going to spot him down just short, Paul, and now a flag comes in late. There's some extracurricular activity going on. Josh Hill on the stop, along with Lucas McCarthy. We'll go down to our referee and find out what that late flag was about right now.
Stockwell.
Scott Root, the referee in today's game.
After the play, personal foul, 78, offense, 15-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Remember earlier when I said, Coach, the 5-yard penalties are like paper cuts. You got to avoid the gashers. That's a gasher.
You don't gash yourself. AJ is so full of exuberance and loves to play this game. The play is over. You've got the ball down inside the 5, and you're going to stand there and push somebody else around.
So instead of 3rd down and 2, North Dakota needs to get inside the 5 to around the 4-yard line, 3rd down and 16. So Stuntrud obviously going to look to air this out. 3rd down and 16. Snap is high. Stuntrud to pass. Going near side. It is. Is that caught? No, out of bounds. Stanley says he made the catch, but they say he caught it out of bounds in the end zone. McCabe in coverage.
No, we're going to have to get a replay on that.
Paul, that looked really close down there in the end zone.
I look at it. I think
no,
he bobbled it and hit the ground.
Well, they're bringing the field goal kicking unit out. Maybe North Dakota has seen something. I'm looking to the booth.
AJ Stockwell's just getting lit up by Coach Knopf right now.
Taubenheim's going to attempt a 38-yard field goal. Wind at his back. The snap. The kick is on its way. It's a line drive kick, and it is no good. He pulled it to the right. UND comes up empty on that drive after the Brian LePat interception. A 15-yard penalty certainly did not help. And then a 50-50 ball kind of in the end zone that Stanley caught, but caught out of bounds. And North Dakota comes away with 0 on that drive. 6:59 to play until halftime. Break of the action. Our score, Montana State 6, North Dakota nothing.
As we continue to move through our 2nd quarter coverage, this day would belong to Brady Oliveira. And along with John Santiago, they were tied at the hip on the field and off the field during their careers, making an effective thunder and lightning combination. Here's Bubba Schweigert on who we would affectionately call the Manitoba Moose, Brady Oliveira.
Well, Brady was an awesome teammate, just a great guy to have in the program. You know, he accepted his role, which was really to share carries with John Santiago, and throughout time, you know, John probably got featured a little bit more and got more of the headlines, but we sure appreciate what Brady brought to our program, and he was just such a dedicated young man. You know, he really took care of his body. He was really into how he ate, how he trained from the start, and I think that's what really allowed him to become the best he could be. And, you know, this was a breakout day for him because he was very valuable to our football team, and this was the one day that, you know, he was able to get some big plays, and Brady really was tough that day, and that's what the way he always ran. You know, he's just such a hard-nosed runner, hard to bring down, and he had some sneaky speed too because he was a quick accelerator. But the big thing you remember about him was always moving the chains and always able to fall forward for extra yards just because he was a hard-nosed runner.
Back at Bobcat Stadium, voice of the Fighting Hawks, Jack Michaels alongside Mike Berg and Paul Ralston. And fellas, we were talking during the break that what looked to be very promising and maybe taking a lead turned into a little bit of disaster thanks to a penalty that Mike really took him out of a shot, and then the missed field goal. Can't have that.
And the ball basically bobbled in the end zone in Luke Stanley's hands. I think the defender got his hand up in there and knocked it loose as he was coming down to the ground. The official was right on it, although the ball comes down in his belly. I don't know.
Gonna say didn't have control of it. So now 1st and 10, Montana State. Rollout pass. Brian Labatt came in. The pass is incomplete. Juggled out there by Connor Sullivan, the tight end out of Ennis, Montana.
And I will tell you something else. Mr. Schweigert will not be invited to any of these officials' houses this summer for a barbecue.
Second.
He took a chunk out of a few of those during that break.
2nd down and 10. 6-0 Montana State leading it. We're in the second quarter with 6:53 to play out of the gun. And this is a direct snap to Brecky, and Brecky running over the right side picks up a short gain of maybe 2. So a little cat on cat. Jawan Johnson on the stop for North Dakota. 3rd down and long. Brecky's a talent. Gunnar Brecky, a running back, a senior from Helena, Montana. Mentioned earlier, former high school Gatorade Player of the Year in the Treasure State. 4 receivers going out of this pattern for Montana State. 3rd down and 8. The ball is on their own 22-yard line. Right hash shotgun snap. Brugman hit as he throws, and the ball is short and incomplete. Pass intended for, again, the tight end, Connor Sullivan. I always love to see those white uniforms with green pants right near the quarterback, Coach, when he's releasing the football.
Noah Johnson, right in his face as he released it, kind of threw off his back foot, just got rid of it in time.
Padmo is back to punt it away. Line of scrimmage at 22, gets it away on the near side. Santiago lets it bounce and now backs away from it. It takes a Bobcat bounce inside the 35 and finally rolls down to the 30-yard line. 48-yard punt that time, no return, and North Dakota will have it 1st and 10. North Dakota comes in 1-2. The win over South Dakota is a large win. The Big Sky Conference had 3 wins against Missouri Valley opponents last week. The overall scheme, and we're a long way from the end of the season. But picking up these wins, you don't know how big the wins are when you get them, Coach. As to strength of schedule, you kind of speak to that. Cal Poly coming in next week. Every week is so magnified when you already have 2 losses coming in, even if one of the losses is to an FBS team.
Well, they lost to an FBS team, and Stony Brook has shown that they're a pretty good football team, and so the loss to them on a last-second miscue basically doesn't hurt them as much as we thought it might at one point. But UND needs to win this football game today. There's no 2 ways about it. They have to win this football game. It's going to get tougher from here on out. They're tough to beat in this place. UND has to find a way to win this football game.
1st and 10, North Dakota for their own 30-yard line, trailing 6-0. Remember, Montana State gets the ball to start the second half. So here becomes one of your big drives of the game for the University of North Dakota. Receiver in motion, that's Stanley. Stuntswood to pass, looking Stanley's way, now flushed out of the pocket. Stuntswood looking downfield, and then the ball caught at the 35-yard line by Stanley, but the ball dropped on the hit. Oh, it's incomplete. Mac Bignell, he probably just went over to the sideline and rubbed some dirt on it.
He's better on one leg than most people are on two, but I want to quit talking about him and start talking about these guys in the white jerseys.
Well, let's talk about that coverage, too, for Montana State. They've got 7 interceptions on the season. This is a good coverage team. John Walker with 3 himself. Tied for the conference lead with North Dakota's Dion Harris. 2nd down and 10. Stuntswood, Oliveira on the ground. Oliveira looking left side, and he trips forward to around the 34-yard line. A gain of maybe 4. Matt Brownlow on the stop the defensive tackle. It's a 3rd down and 5 for North Dakota. 17,000 fans screaming against them from their own 35 out of the gun. Stuntswood back to pass. Now rolling out of the pocket. He's being pursued. Stuntswood gets rid of it last second, and the pass is incomplete. Well, there's the coverage. Damian Washington, the corner, on the coverage. And the pass incomplete, intended for Stanley, and UND will punt it away.
He would have had to have a hand attached to his ankle to catch that ball.
Well, I think they could have got called defensive holding in the secondary on a couple of routes there. I was looking right at it and didn't get the flag. That helped with the coverage certainly there.
Cass is back to return for Montana State. The line of scrimmage at 35 to Sold. On his second punt of the day. Gets his leg to this one. This one takes off like a jet, spiraling, and it is fumbled inside the 20. Picked up by Montana State. Cassis able to fall on that one at the 10-yard line. Stetson Carr down in coverage for North Dakota.
That wind has to be having a heck of an effect on any kind of ball up in the air, Paul.
Oh, no doubt about it. Both into it and downwind from it. Now what time was downwind?
1st and 10 for the Montana State Bobcats. They lead 6-0. First play, handoff Brecky. Brecky on a sweep, looking to try to get outside, and he is forced out after a pickup of 7 yards on the play. Disterhoff was on the furthest perimeter, pushing him out, and he had some help from Connor O'Brien.
Counting down now to 4 minutes in this half. UND could really use a 3-and-out here and get the ball back with enough time to try to score.
2nd down and 4. Gain of 6 officially for Brecky. Brecky, the running back. Newell, the bulldozer. That's your 2 running backs. Newell, the ball carrier, and he breaks free of an ankle tackle of Taj Rich. And Taj Rich contacted him at the 20. Newell ends up at the 24-yard line. That's a 1st down for Montana State. That'll move the chains. 6-0. I don't think the defense is performing that poorly, Coach, today. The offense just has missed 2 field goals and suffered a big penalty when they were driving to put 7 on the board. That's a little bit of a story.
I would say I'd have no argument that UND could and should be ahead in this football game.
Each team has a turnover. North Dakota fumbled in their first possession. Then North Dakota picked off a Brugman pass. Here's a fumble on the play, and North Dakota has it. North Dakota has it. I can see it from here. It appears UND snuck in to recover that football. It is North Dakota football. They made Newell cough the ball up, and UND is in a perfect spot here late in the second quarter as Connor O'Brien falls on that loose ball.
I don't know if that was mishandled or it was just a good hit by O'Brien. Pads on the ball. Couldn't be more timely.
You've got to take advantage of this one, Paul. That was a great hit on a big rock in Newell. This is the time you need it. 6-0 Montana State leading.
But here comes the crowd again. They get it. They get up on 1st down as well as 3rd down. Doesn't matter what down. They get loud.
So it is 1st and 10 for UND on the turnover on Montana State's 27. All between the hashes. Brady Oliveira, the lone running back. The give is to Oliveira. He's got room. A hole left side. Oliveira eludes a tackle. He's at the 20. He's inside the 18. And he's forced out of bounds at the 14-yard line by Blake Braun after a 13-yard gain for Brady Oliveira. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard. That's what you need. I love the way Brady O is running the football.
For our listeners that can visualize him going to his left on just a straight stretch play, angle to the sideline, just running over everything in a blue shirt.
2 tight ends, I backfield. Norberg as the fullback. Santiago the tailback. 1st and 10 North Dakota on the Montana State 19-yard line. Unbalanced line to the right. One receiver split wide left. Stretch handoff. Santiago cuts inside to the 10 and then goes head-to-head at the 10-yard line. At a gain of 3. Boy, he went bumper to bumper right there. On the stop, Matt Brownlow, a defensive tackle. Santiago, I'd say helmet to helmet, which indeed it was, but boy, he thought he had a little bit of room, and bam, he bumper card right on that Bobcat defense.
Well, that's just a zone read. Everybody stepped to their left, gave him the ball, let him pick his hole.
Damon Mercer, the receiver, split wide to the right. Watch that matchup. Watch Mercer on the near side. Studsrud, though, handoff up the middle. Oliveira got inside the 7. Oliveira pinches and twists his way inside the 5. Around the 4-yard line where Blake Braun, the linebacker, is there for the stop.
About a yard short of a first down, guys.
Well, this is where they were on their last possession after the Brian LeBac interception with North Dakota had the unsportsman penalty. Now 3rd down and 1 for the Montana State 4-yard line. 3rd down and 1. Full house behind Keaton Studsrud. Oliveira, the running back. No receivers, 2 tight ends, and 2 blockers, and this will be anticlimactic.
Timeout. Montana State. That's their final charge timeout of the first half.
Thank you. Do you go for it on 4th and short?
I do, considering what has happened the last 2 field goal attempts. I just don't have any confidence in that part of the game right now. And this is UND's strength. This is what they're supposed to be able to do.
Paul,
they want to be a good football team. This is what they do.
Do you get that feeling down there too, Paul, or not?
You almost do. You almost feel like it's 2 plays here to pick up a 1.5 yards.
Because Montana State is going to have 11 men in the box.
Well, one of them is 5'9", 300 pounds. You think you're going to root him out of there? Not likely. He's going to make a big hole.
Norberg is the fullback, double tight end. 3rd down and 1 for North Dakota on the Montana State 4-yard line. Studsrud, a message to his fullback and tailback. Studsrud under center. They give us to Oliveira. Left side, cuts outside. He needs a stiff arm. He's not going to get it. Ridden out of bounds by the safety, Kahari Garcia. So it is 4th down. They do give him at least that progress back to the line of scrimmage. It is 4th down and 1, and that question I asked Coach Berg moments ago has been confirmed. North Dakota is going for it on 4th down and 1 from the Montana State 4-yard line. Huge play of the game. Down 6-0. 1:31 left to play in the second quarter. 4th down and 1. Studsrud takes the snap. It's a quarterback keep, and he's got a first down, I believe. I believe he's got a first down. Judging by where they're going to mark it, this is going to be a 1st and goal for North Dakota.
Quarterback counter play. He's back in the pistol. Faked the read, kept the ball, right back up over the center.
Everybody wearing green can now take a deep breath and get ready for 1st down and goal. It indeed is a first down by Keaton Studsrud.
The thing was there, too, is they got into a spread formation, so Montana State was not able to plug up the middle. They were spread out. He was able to pick his hole.
Brady Oliveira out of the eyes. Studsrud under center. 1st down and goal for the Montana State 3-yard line, and Keaton Studsrud wants to call a timeout. That allows us to tell you about Jump for Joy. Jump for Joy Bounce Houses is the solution to providing your next party or event with a safe and memorable experience. You should see Mike Berg on a Jump for Joy Bounce House. Jump for Joy has bounce houses, slides, obstacle courses, and an array of interactive games. That'll be sure to have you jumping for joy. Jump for Joy Bounce Houses. Call 701-430-1655 to reserve some Jump for Joy today.
It's a good thing.
Mercer, the receiver, split wide to the right. On him is John Walker. 1st down and goal for North Dakota on the Montana State 3-yard line. I formation behind Studsrud. Norberg, the fullback. Oliveira, the tailback. The pitch to Brady. Brady is in. Touchdown, North Dakota. Brady Oliveira. And North Dakota is an extra point away from taking a lead. Boy, Oliveira got a good block from Norberg on that left side. Just kicked out that outside contained man.
And fellas, that's the first time they've shown the pitch look so far in this game. They haven't pitched the ball. It's been straight handoffs. That was big, I think, Coach.
That's just a toss power, and you get behind Norberg. 2 years ago, he was the guy carrying the ball. So we haven't called his name a lot.
Reed Taubenheim on for the point after and to give North Dakota a lead. The kick is up, and the kick is good, and North Dakota has taken a lead with 59 seconds to play in the first half. North Dakota leading 7-6, and they didn't have to go Amici. They just went Oliveira on the left edge, and Oliveira, he's a load.
And the difference you can comparing Newell and Oliveira, they both weigh 225 pounds. Newell's 6'2", Oliveira 5'10". And so they're built totally different and have a different running style. The end result often the same, though, and that's defensive bodies laying on the field.
So North Dakota, 6 plays, 27 yards, and a touchdown for Brady Oliveira. So we've got 53 seconds remaining. I will see if Coach Choate tries to draw something up here. No timeouts for Montana State. Our halftime show coming up. Brian Rivers in our studios. I'll give something to this stadium. And Paul mentioned it earlier how loud Montana State is on first down, second down, third down, fourth down when the opponents have the football. And now listen how quiet they are on first down. The give is to Newell, and Newell running downhill, stays on his feet, tackled high and brought down, but not before he gets to the 44. That's a 13-yard gain. Bacher on the stop.
And he's holding his leg, guys.
He is holding his left shin right underneath his knee. This is what you don't want to certainly see.
This guy is a stallion football player. You do not want to see him hurt like this.
The silence you hear is this crowd knowing how large part of a game, and now Newell is getting up, so that's a sign there, but he's not exactly putting a lot of pressure on his left leg. Limping off the field. Injuries are part of the game. It doesn't make things any easier. It's a first down run for Newell. First down and 10 for Montana State from their own 44-yard line. Again, no timeouts left for the Bobcats. North Dakota has a couple to burn. 47 ticks remaining in the first half. North Dakota has stolen the lead. Thanks to 2 forced turnovers, they capitalize on the second one as Brady Oliveira runs one in from a handful of yards away. Brugman out of the gun. Brugman back to pass. Now the pocket collapsing. Brugman dumps a pass incomplete. Intended for his running back Gunnar Brecky. And Brecky was almost shifting away from the ball. Brugman threw it to get away from the onslaught. And now second down and 10 with 33 seconds to play in the second quarter.
UND changing up their looks. That time they just brought 4, the 3 linemen, and then Jade Lawrence came off the edge. Bacher faked a blitz and then dropped back into coverage and took away a receiver.
You get strip sacked and the ball pops out. They're going to keep it on the ground with Brecky. Brecky got a hold left side, lowers his hand and is being ridden down. And a tackle made. Bacher again on the stop for North Dakota. Bacher's in on a lot of stops for North Dakota. Second leading tackler this season. 17 seconds to play until halftime. Third down for Montana State. Third down and 2. Game clock is down to 10. So this seems to be the final play of the first half. 3 receivers split wide to the right. Brugman back to pass in the pocket. Runs out to his right. Pointing downfield. Throws it downfield. He's got a man. It is caught and dropped. Well, the pass complete, but the receiver tackled Sullivan at the 10-yard line. So halftime is upon us. It'll go down as a big game, but it ends the first half. So North Dakota doesn't exactly play a clean first half, but they had the lead at the end of the first half. Our halftime show is coming up next. Scoreboard reads at halftime from beautiful Bozeman, Montana. It's University of North Dakota 7, Montana State 6. You're listening to UND Fighting Hawks football on the home of Economy Radio Network from Learfield.
One half is in the books, and the late score off the turnover has given North Dakota a 7-6 advantage at the break. As often is the case, those scores late in the half can be such a big factor, according to head coach Bubba Schweigert.
Well, it gave us, some momentum going into half, and just really important to score late in the first half. I think it changes the whole tone in the locker room at halftime, and momentum is huge. Even though you have that time to get off your feet and regroup a bit, the momentum is huge. You know, when you score late in the first half, especially in a game that, you know, points were hard to come by in that game. That was a hard-fought game, and, you know, the kicking game was important to take, and then obviously taking care of the ball, winning the turnover battle was huge for us in that game.
You're listening to a classic rebroadcast of North Dakota football from their Big Sky opener on September 24th, 2016 at Bobcat Stadium in Bozeman, Montana. Today's broadcast is being presented by Midco Sports Network. For the past decade, there's only been one place to watch your favorite coaches, players, and teams. That place is Midco Sports Network, celebrating 10 years of sports this season. We'll get to third quarter action following this short break on the Home of Economy Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
Calling all UND sports fans. Each UND game day, whether home or away, visit your local Valley Dairy and Valley Car Wash for exclusive game day deals. Enjoy $1 off any breakfast or single topping personal pan size hot stuffed pizza at Valley Dairy. Or buy one, get one free car washes at any of the 4 Valley Car Wash locations. Welcome to Valley Dairy. Welcome to the new official convenience store of UND Athletics.
There's nothing better than a team of doctors working together, and that's what you'll get when you call the Badger Dental Group. The Badger Dental Group is a team that offers a host of dental services, including Invisalign orthodontics and natural-looking improvements like teeth whitening procedures, tooth-colored fillings, veneers, and CEREC. New patients are always welcome for regular cleanings, too. The Badger Dental Group. We cater to cowards.
The Grand Forks Herald is proud to be a part of this UND sports broadcast. Our experienced team of sports writers are experts at bringing game details to you, whether it's high school or college level sports. Don't forget to check out their blogs, videos, and online chats for additional tidbits you won't find anywhere else. So whether on the road or at home, remember our team covers your team. Read about today's game in your Grand Forks Herald or online at grandforksherald.com.
Make quick work of outdoor chores this fall with STIHL power equipment from Home of Economy. STIHL continues to be the pro's choice for gas and battery-powered equipment. Interchangeable lithium-ion batteries add convenience to the mix, while gas power is tough to beat for the big jobs. STIHL is the name to trust for dependability and value time after time.
Home of Economy, where your dollar buys more.
You've been on the farm your whole life. You've packed countless sack lunches over the years, preparing for the day ahead. Hard to imagine this day would come. Yeah, there's still the same fields, the same roads, the same hard work. But soon it'll be time for someone new to carry on the legacy. The question is, are you prepared? No matter what the future holds, Ag Country is here to help you plan ahead.
At Ground Round in Grand Forks, the construction is done and the new patio room is open. Enjoy the beautiful days dining outside on the patio or inside in the fresh air and sunlight through the large screen doors. The Ground Round has also added a room available to reserve for private gatherings and meetings. Check out all the new items on the menu and, of course, always a great daily special. The Ground Round, 32nd Avenue South in Grand Forks.
For more than 65 years, Enbridge has been safely delivering the energy you rely on every day to fuel your vehicle, heat your home, and power commerce and manufacturing. At Enbridge, they are helping to fuel your quality of life right here in North Dakota. Safely transporting energy is always their top priority. Pipeline systems and facilities are designed with state-of-the-art features and designed to meet a variety of operating conditions and pressures because safety matters. Learn more at enbridge.com.
In 1951, on the corner of 8th and Main, Ted Hornbacher started a neighborhood grocery store grounded in family values, bringing you the highest quality meat and smokehouse along with the freshest produce, bakery, and deli products. And we take pride in serving you every day. Hornbacher's, freshness and quality since 1951. And remember, before or after the game, we have you covered with our quick and easy meals. Stop in today and check them out in our deli and meat departments. Hornbacher's, the official grocery store of North Dakota Athletics.
We rejoin this classic rebroadcast of North Dakota football starting the second half with the lead, but Montana State had won the coin toss earlier in the day and deferred, meaning they get the ball to start the second half, and the Bobcats had intentions of doing something immediately about trailing to start the third quarter.
Second half is underway today from Bobcat Stadium. Jack Michaels alongside the coach Mike Berg and Paul Ralston. Tracy Palia is our executive producer. A touchback for Reed Taubenheim to begin the second half. So Montana State will start with it 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. They give us to Gunnar Breck in the backfield. And boy, he is brought down by 2 UND defenders. And Zach Arnell, the first one to hit him. Arnell hit him high, had someone low, and it's second down and long for Montana State here in the third quarter. Individually, Brady Oliveira leading North Dakota with 60 net rushing yards. Chad Newell has netted 68 for Montana State. 7 first downs, or I should say 8 first downs for North Dakota in the first half. Here's a low snap and a near turnover, and Cole Reyes comes in and falls on the quarterback, Tyler Brugman. The second snap. One was high in the first half, this one low, and North Dakota, Cole Reyes, Johnny on the spot, brings down Brugman at around the 19-yard line.
They like rodeo here, and that was a rodeo play by Cole Reyes.
Not a good snap at all, so here it is, 3rd down and 17 for Montana State. North Dakota may have jumped off sides. Brugman back to pass. The pass is picked off by Zach Arnell, but it's not going to matter because UND apparently has jumped off sides. Let's see.
Looked like Noah Johnson left early.
Another interception, but we believe this will not stand as it appeared that left side. You said Noah Johnson. Montana State's offense is staying on the field. Zach Arnell had a pick. And we'll go down to the official call here from Mr. Root, our referee.
There are 2 fouls by the defense. Offside, 95. Penalties declined. Personal foul, hands of the face, number 95. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the play. First down.
If you thought Bubba Schweigert was hot heading in the locker room on penalties, Coach, right now he's boiling. Because North Dakota had Montana State in a 3rd down and 17, had intercepted the pass, but 2 fouls, number 1 jumping off sides, and then a personal foul, hands to the face. How about that? I can only imagine, Paul.
Well, you know, when he came in and did his press conference, he said this would be a team that would be...
will be assessed from the previous spot. Automatic first down, Montana State.
Okay, go ahead.
I was just going to say, when he came in and did his press conference, he said this would be a team based on discipline and they'd be a disciplined team. Well, they have not exhibited that at times very much this year throughout a number of these games, and that has got to be incredibly frustrating because that's what they're trying to build.
In the first half, North Dakota penalized 4 times for 26 yards. Montana State, 2 for 10. So first down and 10 for Montana State from their own 33-yard line. 7-6 UND leading it. Can't be your own worst enemy in enemy's territory. UND trying to pick up a road win, game 1 of the Big Sky Conference season. Out of the pistol formation, now an option play. Brugman going to pitch it wide to Brecky. Brecky is shoved out of bounds by Juwan Johnson on the outside, and he's forced out of bounds at around the 30. We'll see where they spot that officially, 35-yard line. So a gain of just 2. Juwan Johnson, good pursuit. 2nd down and 8 for Montana State. Twin receivers to the right, twins on the near side. Brian Labatt showing a little pressure on that linebacker spot on the outside to Brugman's right. The quarterback noticing that. Now shifts Newell, his running back, to his left hip. Ball is on the left hand, 2nd down and 8. Brugman takes the snap, play action pass, near side, screen, and a great tackle as Zach Arnell able to come in and immediately wrap up the receiver, Mitchell Herbert.
How many times have we called Zach's name on this possession? He's been on at least 3 big plays. Loves contact. He's one of those safeties that plays it like a linebacker.
He has had a good afternoon. His interception was reversed on the penalty for North Dakota moments ago. Brings up 3rd down and 8 for Montana State. The ball spotted down at Montana State's 35-yard line on the left hash. A lot of chattering going on in that UND defense, and now Tyler Brugman sends out 4 receivers on this play. Twin receivers to the right. Twins on the near side, the short side. Brugman back to pass. Johnson showing some heat. Pass going downfield. He's got a man wide open. It's Page. First down and a big hit and a touchdown saving tackle by Torrey Hunt.
That was a one-on-one route. Page against Torrey Hunt. He just ran a simple post route and had him beat clean to the inside.
Boy, and Montana State wants to go in a quick no huddle. And we've got movement. At least that's what Brian Labatt is saying on Austin Bart, the tight end of Montana State.
False start. Offense. Number 15. 15-yard. 5-yard penalty. First down.
And that is, again, on Austin Barth. But go back to the previous play, Coach, and break it down for me.
Just one-on-one. They were in doubles formation, wide doubles, so a split end and a wide slot. He just took a simple direct snap, stood there, waited for somebody to come open. He got one-on-one with Torrey and threw a simple post pattern. That's the one you learn the first time you play catch with a football.
How about that? 25, 30, nearly what, a 45-yard, almost 45, 41-yard completion. But now the 5-yard penalty, and watch out now, Chris Murray, the freshman, is in. The 17-year-old, he likes to run. Play action, rolling out to his right, fires the ball incomplete. So Murray comes in for a play. The pass intended for Kevin Cassis, the freshman from El Dorado, California.
And what's interesting there, Coach and Jack, is that when I watched them warm up in pregame today, he didn't take any snaps in the pregame.
Yeah, Chris Murray, Paul and Mike, is 17 years old. He's a true freshman from Inglewood, California. They love his legs. He is an absolute weapon himself. He can run it, he can throw it. So the young quarterback is on here on 2nd down and 15. On the North Dakota 28-yard line, out of the gun option play, and running with it is Murray. Murray keeps it himself, picks up a couple of yards. It'll bring 3rd down and long for Montana State.
Well, he's going back out now, and Brugman comes out on the 3rd and long.
Mason Bennett, Alec Carruthers on the stop for the University of North Dakota. Herbert sets up wide right. So Brugman is back on, as you mentioned. 3rd down, call it 3rd down and a dozen. The ball is on the North Dakota 26-yard line. UND holding on to a 7-6 lead. Ball spotted on the right hash. Look at the receivers and keep your eye on Mr. Herbert on the short side to the right. Trips on the near side for Montana State. Brugman puts his left hand on his helmet. Now looking to the right, he sets up a little action on the seam, and the pass is incomplete. They tried to get the running back Newell. Connor O'Brien was in between Newell and the quarterback, and Newell, he didn't even turn around and look.
Well, and there was no chance for that ball to be completed. He just got rid of it and kind of threw it at O'Connor's feet, or O'Brien's feet, and no chance there.
So now this will be a 44-yard field goal attempt. And Gabe Peppinger has connected on 2 already today. So Peppinger trying for the 44-yard field goal. This would give Montana State the lead. The snap, the kick is on its way into the wind. It's hovering between the uprights. It's good. And Montana State leads 9-7. 11:07 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Timeout on the field. 11:07 to play in the 3rd. Our new score has Montana State 9, North Dakota 7. You're listening to Fighting Hawks football on the Home of Economy Radio Network from Learfield.
Today's classic rebroadcast of North Dakota football is being presented by Midco Sports Network. So just like that, Montana State has retaken the lead with what would end up being their longest drive of the day. Otherwise, North Dakota would dominate time of possession on this day, and we'll hear from head coach Bubba Schweigert about that factor when we return after this message from our local stations partners. You're listening to this classic rebroadcast of North Dakota football's Big Sky opener in 2016 at Montana State. It's being presented by Midco Sports Network. We mentioned before the break that Montana State has regained the lead as they'd score on their opening drive of the second half in a drive that just took under 4 minutes. That was the longest of any one drive by the Bobcats all day, as head coach Bubba Schweigert tells us.
Yeah, the reputation of the Big Sky was high scoring, yet the games we were involved in, the games we won, were not high scoring because we controlled the ball. We had the ball for 34 minutes. That game, we were efficient on offense, but also made them drive the ball, and were able to force 5 turnovers. And those are huge in games. It was, a tough, hard-nosed football game with teams, attempting to run the football. But the time of possession was so key for us because we ran, more plays than they did and had the ball.
UND's first possession of the third quarter would be 3 plays and go for minus 11 yards. The result would be a punt. And now we rejoin the third quarter action with the Bobcats getting the ball back at their own 46-yard line.
North Dakota not only needs a long drive, they need something here. The defense sparked against South Dakota when they needed stops in the second half. The defense provided the spark. Can they do it again on the road in the Big Sky opener here in Bozeman? Chris Murray comes out, the freshman quarterback for Montana State. Again, it's a tale of two quarterbacks here in the second half. Brugman and Murray. Murray, the man that is not old enough to vote yet. 17-year-old true freshman out of California. Option. There's the pitch to Brecky. Brecky's got a little room on the outside, a stiff arm, and then is forced out of bounds nicely. Donnell Rogers, it appeared, did so. Gunnar Brecky, a little bit of history from him, and I only know this because I think the great legendary Bucky Burgaw is tuning into our broadcast today. And Bucky informs me that Gunnar Brecky, he's exactly correct. His dad, Ray, great baseball player for the Concordia Cobbers back in the 80s.
You look at the Concordia student roster, lots of students at Concordia from Montana.
Sure. Well, Ray Brecky, our gunner, picks up 3 on that carry, his son. So Pop spent some time in the Red River Valley. Here's and a fumble on the play, and North Dakota has it. North Dakota, on a bad exchange, has fallen on another football. Point UND's way. There it is, North Dakota football. Falling on that ball, and I want to say that Dylan Bacher was able to see it. Reyes may have been in, but Bacher is indeed, I believe, or was that Rogers?
I didn't see who got it, but what happened is Murray got the ball a little bit hung up on Brecky's hip on that zone read and rode it a little bit too long, and it came popping out of there.
But we're like Nostradamus. Mike and I were just talking up here in the booth during the break going, boy, UND's defense got to force another turnover. Here's a quick screen on the 1st and 10 play to Toivonen. Toivonen has it, sidesteps the tackler, and Toivonen inside the 35. Toivonen down to the 32. That's a first down for UND. Fletcher Collins, a linebacker, on the stop. And that's really 7:45 to play in the third quarter. First down and 10 for the University of North Dakota. After the fumble, UND has it 1st and 10 on the Montana State 32. Backfield. The give is to Oliveira. Oliveira steps over the first rusher. That was Josh Hill, the linebacker. And Josh Hill kind of got a little arm tackle in on Brady Oliveira, pick up a 2-yard.
When you talk to Coach Choate, he mentioned how much he liked how hard his defense plays. We've seen evidence of that today. They make you work for everything you get.
Mercer and Stanley, the receivers, split wide to the left. Second down and 8 for UND. Trailing 9-7. 6:58 to play in the third quarter. Into Bobcat territory. Ball is on the right hand. Stud shoot under center. Stretch handoff to Oliveira. Oliveira sidesteps one tackler, and Oliveira up the right seam near the numbers inside the 25 to the 23-yard line, where John Walker, the cornerback, brings him down. John Walker is tied for the conference lead in interceptions, and he was almost a UND Fighting Hawk. 3rd down and 1. Keeper, Stutzrud, good push, and that should be a first down. Well, there's some extracurricular stuff going on here. Mercer and Walker Paul, it appears going to be a first down, but secondly, tell me about the exchange between Mercer and Walker on the edge.
Well,
those two guys were jousting.
The problem is that there's running of the mouths on both sides, and then they think they need to have a pushing contest to settle it.
Well, Mercer was trying to block, and then the play was over, and Walker's going, hey, the play's over, and he's trying to go at him again. I love it. This is football. 1st and 10. North Dakota on the Montana State 21. Santiago in the backfield. On balance line to the right. Ball is on the right hand. Stunt shoot. Staring down 4 down linemen. The give is to Santiago. Gets a block. Santiago stays on his feet. Twists out of coverage at the 20. The 15. Goes head to head. Bounced out of bounds at the 10-yard line. That is an impressive 11-yard gain. John Walker applies the hit. And I tell you, I think Luke Mathewson provided one heck of a block that time inside.
You know what I liked is the guys stayed with their blocks. It was a draw play. Santiago started inside and then broke back out to his right, and people kept blocking and gave him a chance to pick up that first.
The offense just looks like I said, they look like they've got a sense of urgency, a little bit of an attitude, maybe a chip on their shoulder, who knows what. First down and 10, North Dakota, trailing 9-7. The ball is on the Montana State 11-yard line. Sutra, they give to Oliveira. Oliveira's got a huge hole. He breaks through it and gets inside to the 6, where he is touched down by Bryson McCabe, the safety.
I've seen 3 straight plays where a Montana State guy has come up and pushed a UND guy after the whistle, and I've seen no flags yet.
Well, I'll tell you what they're doing. They're almost baiting UND into a personal foul penalty, Coach, is what they're trying to do. Second down and 6 on the Montana State 7. The give is to Santiago. Santiago, like a bullet, parries his head inside the 5 and is down inside the 5 and around the 4-yard line. That's a tough 3-yard run. Tucker Yates, 300 pounds, brings him down. Third down and 3 from the Montana State 4-yard line.
What I like that Keaton Studsrud is doing is here, and these plays are pretty much all checks. 2 plays are getting sent in, and he's making the right checks at the line of scrimmage.
Santiago on his left side, Toivonen in motion from right to left. Studsrud out of the shotgun. Snap, he's going to pass, and whistles. Flag on the far side. Was there movement?
Yep.
I believe there was.
Procedure.
Prior to the snap, false start, 81, offense.
That's on Stanley.
Penalty.
Boy, penalties inside the red zone are killing North Dakota. I just checked my Snapchat, Paul. Mother Marge and Father Roy are off their seats tuning in Williston, North Dakota, saying, "Get 6, North Dakota. Get 6."
I'm glad to have them.
Third down and 8 on the Montana State 9-yard line. And North Dakota says, "We hear you, but we're going to talk about it."
Play clock was down to 1, I think, when Bubba finally got their attention.
The game clock expiring, timeout, North Dakota.
3:41 to play in the third quarter. Our score, Montana State 9, North Dakota 7. You're listening to UND Fighting Hawks football on the home of Economy Radio Network from Learfield.
This is a rebroadcast of North Dakota's 2016 game at Montana State, presented by Midco Sports Network. We'll find out if North Dakota can take another Bobcat turnover and turn it into points when we return on the home of Economy Sports Network from Learfield, IMG College.
Preparation. It's the key to success on game day. And like your favorite UND players on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pregame routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. UND Pride, powered locally.
What makes your local Butler builder a better option for commercial construction? It starts with expert knowledge of the local codes and building conditions. And when you add the industry-leading product and efficiencies of Butler Manufacturing, the choice is even clearer. When you're ready to build, call Sand Steel Building Company at 701-594-4435 for the local expertise and know-how to complete your next building project.
When another Alberta Clipper blows in, nothing keeps you on the job longer than Carhartt work gear from Home of Economy. Ask anyone working outdoors. They'll tell you Carhartt makes the warmest work gear available. Traditional brown duck, Yukon Extremes, Carhartt Originals, and FR. They're all beyond tough and ready to work as hard as you do. See us today for the most sizes, styles, and selections.
Home of Economy, where your dollar buys more.
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now, hip. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
It seems around here every town is a sports town. And why not? Sports were important to us growing up, and we want the same for our kids. To get involved, to compete, because that's how kids learn to lead. And why Farmers Union Insurance supports these programs. They know sports aren't just about building skill and strength, but about building character. Farmers Union Insurance. They don't just protect our community, they invest in it.
Nate from the Golf Center here, the man with the fancy shoes. We don't want this golf season to end, so come see us for everything you need to continue on warm and cozy. Push carts available now to keep that heart rate up on cool mornings. Rain jackets, windbreakers, and sweaters to layer up and make a full day of it. Gloves and hats to keep the important things comfortable. Golf balls in a variety of colors, as well as low compression balls to take the sting out of those frozen shots. All available at the Golf Center, where your game begins.
In 1951, on the corner of 8th and Main, Ted Hornbacher started a neighborhood grocery store grounded in family values, bringing you the highest quality meat and smokehouse along with the freshest produce, bakery, and deli products. And we take pride in serving you every day. Hornbacher's, freshness and quality since 1951. And remember, before or after the game, we have you covered with our quick and easy meals. Stop in today and check them out in our deli and meat departments. Hornbacher's, the official grocery store of North Dakota Athletics.
Welcome back to coverage of this classic broadcast of UND football versus Montana State, Saturday, September 24th, 2016. It's being presented today by Midco Sports Network. We now rejoin coverage with North Dakota having recovered the fumble at the Bobcat 45 and now have it inside the Montana State 10.
Third down and 8 for the University of North Dakota. The penalties are a story. We'll have time to talk about that later. I know that sometimes you get tired of talking about costly penalties, Coach, but they are part of the game, and you can't get caught up. You're the road team. There's 17,000 strong going up against you. You lock in. You have to stay focused here.
Well, yeah, Jack, and part of it is where and when those penalties occur. They've hurt themselves within the shadow of the goal line 2 or 3 times today.
I want to keep my eye on Travis Toivonen. He's part of a trips formation to the left. Third down and 8 for UND from the Montana State 9-yard line. Again, this Bobcat Stadium. Keaton Stuntrud staring into the face of the student body. Empty backfield. Trips receivers to the left. Wanzik, Toivonen, and Stanley. Santiago split wide to the right. Stuntrud out of the gun, takes a high snap, looking to his left. He's got a man that is caught by Stanley, but he's tackled. What a play. What a play. And Bryson McCabe just saved a touchdown.
Montana State brought pressure out of the secondary and hit Keaton just as he threw the ball. He did a good job of getting rid of that thing.
So now it's about a field goal, and Reed Tomenheim has missed 2. This, again, dare I say, a chip shot, a 22-yard field goal. This will be a lot like an extra point, only this one would give North Dakota a lead. 22-yard field goal attempt, snap, kick, it's up, it is good, and North Dakota has taken a 10-9 lead. 2:58 to play in the third, and Reed Tomenheim sends a line drive through the uprights.
You know, that ball was a line drive.
It was
not going end over end like most field goals do. I don't know. I think it was just willed through there.
You can thank the defense, who has come away with 3 turnovers, 2 fumbles and an interception. And North Dakota has been able to put points on the board afterwards, leading at 10-9. And if I'm not mistaken, it has really turned into a beautiful sunny afternoon here in Bozeman, Montana. Why the sun is burning off some of the clouds as Tomenheim will send it away, and this ball is headed towards the end zone. It's a touchback. Score update from San Luis Obispo, California. 4:29 to play in the fourth quarter. Cal Poly 42, Montana 41. How about that one? Fans, the value of your new car shrinks every day, but your insurance coverage doesn't have to. Talk to a Nodak Mutual agent about their new car replacement coverage. Available at Nodak Mutual for no additional charge when you have an auto policy. Find out more at NodakMutual.com. Nodak Mutual, agents with answers. And Brugman is on here in this series. He's the quote-unquote passing quarterback. Brugman with Newell on his left hip. The handoff is to Newell. Newell absorbs 2 hits and finally tripped up by Torrey Hunt.
Brought down by number 18, Chris Carter.
So on second down, the give is to Newell again, and Newell runs into a host of North Dakota defenders. Now, many stacked him up top, but Taj Rich was the first one to really stop the progress of Newell. 3rd down and 2 for Montana State. They're in this hurry-up, no-huddle offense.
They're going up-tempo now.
Brugman with twin receivers to his right, twin receivers to the left. Ball is on the right hash. 3rd down and 2. They need to get to the 35-yard line. So 3rd and 2 from Montana State's own 33-yard line. Brugman taking his time out of the gun. Calling for the snap. It's a low snap. He has it. Pass to the perimeter. Wide open is Herbert. Herbert makes the catch near midfield. Reyes pops him out of bounds at the 49.
You know, guys, we talked to Danny Freund before the game about trap coverage. That's what it was. That ball was caught in between Hunt and Cole Reyes.
And again, a no-huddle offense and flags down here. We'll see if we got full start. That appears to be the preliminary call.
False start. Offense, number 75.
Now, UND will utilize that penalty to usher in some new blood defensively. So 1st and 15. Boy, it's 10-9, boys and girls. I mean, this is...
They're not letting us relax up here, are they?
This is 10-9. Like a senior circuit baseball game we got going. This is a National League game. And hopefully the home runs don't come when Montana State has the football, which is the case now. 1st down and 15. That penalty puts them on their own 44. Brecky in motion. The handoff is to Newell. Newell trying to get out of the backfield, and he's tackled down after a very short gain. Great pursuit that time for UND. And I'll tell you, Drew Greeley, 6'3 junior, back next year. That's a good 240-pound, very active defensive player, coach that's very strong. Drew Greeley has some great strength.
Yep.
Leverage.
Yeah, well, he's one of the warriors in the weight room for UND. You can see it with his pads off.
Herbert split behind to the right for Montana State. In that slot spot is Gunnar Brecky. Out of the pistol formation, Brugman puts Brecky in motion. They fake the sweep handoff, fake the handoff to Newell. Screen pass set up incomplete. Low to Brecky.
Saw that play on film several times this week, run very successfully, especially last week against Western Oregon.
Cassis, part of a receiver package, twins to the right. 3rd down and 12 for Montana State. This would be a big stop for North Dakota's defense. Out of the gun, there's the snap. Back to passes, Brugman. Brugman passes, caught by Herbert, but he's tackled at the 45. Shy of a 1st down. Dylan Bacher on the stop for UND.
Bacher was locked up man-to-man and stayed with him, was in trail as he caught the ball, but closed on him and made the tackle.
Now look what they're going to do. Montana State's going to go for it on 4th down and 4. Well, 4th down and 3 from the North Dakota 44-yard line. 4th down and 3, UND leading 10-9. We're in the waning minutes of the 3rd quarter, and now it's going to be a short punt by Brugman, the quarterback. Takes the snap, and look at this roll. Montana State's going to down it at the 5-yard line. 39-yard punt by Brugman.
Direct snap to him and a quick kick. Very effective. You don't see that very often.
Well, the good news is that North Dakota has the football, and now here is where winning football teams that are built to get to the postseason, coach. They find a way on plays like this to get long drives, to burn the clock, to flip the field. I've handoff Oliveira right up the gut, and Oliveira gets out to the 9, and that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. We'll tell about Mr. Walker when we come back, too. 3rd quarter's in the books. After 3, North Dakota leading by a score of 10-9. The 4th quarter when we come back. You're listening to UND Fighting Hawks football on the home of Economy Radio Network from Learfield.
Today's classic rebroadcast of UND football at Montana State in 2016 is being presented by Midco Sports Network. Midco Sports Network for the past decade has been the only place to watch your favorite coaches, players, and teams. That place is Midco Sports Network, celebrating 10 years of sports this season. The exciting fourth quarter comes your way next after these messages from your local stations. Welcome back to this classic rebroadcast of UND football versus Montana State in 2016. We start the fourth quarter with Jack and the crew.
Back at Bobcat Stadium, we have entered the fourth quarter today, and North Dakota leading 10-9 with a football second down and 6 from their own 9-yard line. Thanks again for tuning in to Fighting Hawks football on Sports Radio 1410 in Beulah. Second down and 6 for UND, clad in white with green pants. This crowd, not a soul has left this stadium. It's homecoming for Montana State. Second down and 6 for UND's Stuttrud. Pass on the outside. Oh, and he overshot Toivonen. Boy, he aired one past Toivonen on a simple screen to the near side. And we saw a little bit of that in Stony Brook. That's one you got to get in the receiver's hands immediately. And I don't know if there's someone in between there or not, Mike.
Well, the Big Nell was working his way out there, but no, the ball could have been completed to Toivonen. I don't think he'd have had much room to run it if he'd have caught.
Fiedler is the tight end, lined up over the left side. Toivonen, the receiver, on the near side. One receiver split wide to the right. Brady Oliveira in the backfield on the right hip of Keaton Stuttrud. Stuttrud whispering to Oliveira now. Out of the gun, takes the snap, looking for Fiedler, the tight end. Instead, Toivonen, and Toivonen, no flag I don't see.
Yes,
and
there
it is. He had a hand on his back. And I'll tell you, Trayvon Strong, Paul, it's okay to maybe have a hand there. You just can't grasp it up. And it appeared he may have grasped that hand, and it's going to be pass interference.
Yeah, it was that backside hand. He got the front side hand across him to knock the ball away, but the official was right there.
Defense, number 1. Bobley plays the spot of the foul. First down.
Boy, what's the definition of irony or coincidence? It's North Dakota's penalties that have cost them in today's game a little bit, Mike. And finally, a pass interference penalty against Montana State, and North Dakota's drive is alive.
Well, I don't know much, but I know they just moved the chains.
First and 10. UND on their own 22-yard line. Keaton Stuttrud had to make a lot of calls out of the shotgun. He puts his running back Santiago in motion, keeps it himself, and Stuttrud upended on the quarterback keep. They were not biting that. Josh Hill, the linebacker, well, his job, coach, is to keep Stuttrud, and then, of course, the ball in his focus, and Stuttrud had it.
Well, anytime you have a quarterback like Stuttrud, UND is known for having the quarterback draw in their arsenal. He just sat there waiting for him.
14:25 to play here in the fourth. Second down and 8. Gain of 8 on the play or gain of 2 on the play for Keaton Stuttrud. A second down and 8 for North Dakota. Line of scrimmage near the 25-yard line, called the 24.5-yard line between the hashes. In the backfield, here's a screen pass caught by Toivonen. Needs a block on the outside. Toivonen might have stepped himself into a first down. He did, out to the 34-yard line where John Walker ushers him out of bounds. But that is a quick hit to the true freshman Travis Toivonen.
It's the same play they ran a few plays ago, but to the right this time, and it's just a quick screen to the wide slot. And he gets one-on-one blocking with the split end on the corner and able to pick up the first down.
Our executive producer, Tracy Palia, was hoping during the break that this is going to be UND's big golf center long drive of the game. If it is, UND has a big opportunity to maybe walk out of here with a you-know-what. A lot of football left to play. North Dakota leading 10-9, but that pass to Toivonen is enough for a first down. UND keeps it on the ground as Santiago over the right tackle. The big thing here is ball security, and there's an injured Fighting Hawk. Right where that block was made, a UND Fighting Hawk is down, and already the players calling for the play. That appears to be Matt Cox. So an injury timeout on the field with 13:21 to play. Matt Cox comes off.
Well, what happens now, Cox comes off and Patrick Rooney goes into center and they move Michael Coe out to tackle.
Major impact, Coach? Where do you put it at?
No, Coe's been a tackle most of his college career. He didn't play center till this year. And Patrick Rooney is very solid in there.
It is 2nd down and 7 for the University of North Dakota on their own 37-yard line. Time is their friend, so to speak, leading 10-9, but just want a long drive and finish it with 7 and then get on a plane and get out of this beautiful area. That's at least the early plan. Norberg, the fullback. So Captain America at fullback. Brady Oliveira, the Moose from Manitoba, at the tail. One receiver in this package appears to be a run play. I formation. They give no. It's play action. Stunsford rolling out to his near side. Throws. It is caught by Stanley. And Stanley across midfield at the 45-yard line of Montana State. McKay, the safety, puts him out. See, I said it appears to be a run play. Montana State may have thought the same thing, Coach.
Well, I'll tell you what, Paul, that's as pretty a play as we've seen executed by UND today.
What a great play call by Coach Rudolph up in the box to get Keaton out of the pocket a little bit and just get something safe to the sideline with a good throw. That was well executed.
Well, his 1st down and 10 on that completion. 19 yards to Luke Stanley. 1st down and 10 for UND on the Bobcat 44-yard line. Handoff, Oliveira. Oliveira running strong. He's being drugged down, or should I say he's towing a Montana State Bobcat. Mac Bignell, and here comes a flag. That's usually where holding occurs.
Illegal block below the waist. 76 offense. 15-yard penalty.
That's
Final foul.
on Dan Bell.
And I think we've had one of those in every game this season. Every game.
So the penalties.
And that was such a well-executed play. I mean, Keaton checked it at the line of scrimmage. Obviously checked it to where he had the number advantage, ran stretch. Beautiful play.
Well, now make it 1st down and 25. North Dakota going to run on 1st down. Santiago squeezes through a little hole as they try to strip the ball out of him. It was stripped out late. But a gain of maybe 3-4. Fletcher Collins on the stop for Montana State. 2nd down and long. North Dakota leading 10-9, trying to start the conference season 1-0 before you heard Brian Rivers on our scoreboard update. Cal Poly pulls off the win over 6th-ranked Montana. Cal Poly at the Alera Center next week. That is going to be a slobber knocker. 2nd down and long. Stunsford rolling out to his right, looking downfield, carrying the ball like a loaf of bread. He's got a man. It's Toivonen. Get down, son. Toivonen upended at the 33. That's a big hit. That's a 1st down for North Dakota, and a flag way back in the pocket of UND.
Holding. Offense. Number 74. 10-yard penalty. Previous spot. 2nd down.
I really don't like the color yellow anymore. Every big hit or every major play that will aid to North Dakota, Mike, putting this one maybe in that win column.
I don't know what the penalty comparison is between these two teams. I remember one penalty against Montana State, and I think we're getting into triple figures for UND. The officials are definitely doing their job.
So it is 2nd down and 27. UND is going the wrong way. Those yellow hankies, not good. Stunsrud, draw a handoff to Oliveira. He's got a big hole. Brady cuts across midfield. Brady at the 47-yard line gets back near the original line of scrimmage and knocked down by Mac Bignell. But a big gain right there. A 3rd down and 13 for UND on the Montana State 47-yard line. 11 minutes to play in the game. UND leading 10-9. Can they convert this one? This is the 3rd down of the game. Stunsrud out of the gun between the hashes. Stunsrud back to pass. Wires one up, and there's got to be a penalty on that. It appeared some holding on the outside. Toivonen. I do not see the flag. Trayvon Strong was in coverage. Boy, Toivonen looked like he was getting jerked.
Well, you look at his jersey. He's got one pad flopping around where the corner was pulling it off.
I mean, Paul, I don't want to be one of those guys that, cries wolf every time, but that certainly appeared there was some tugging going on.
There definitely was on that one, but it was all the way across the field for me, so I didn't see the entirety of it.
That's when you're supposed to say, yes, Jack, I saw it too.
Sorry.
It just sold into the wind, and he cuts through the wind, and this checks up at the 5 and down at the 4. Hey, how about that? A 43-yard punt for Desold, and Montana State will have it 1st and 10 inside their own 5-yard line when we come back. 10:33 to play in the game. Our score, North Dakota 10, Montana State 9. You're listening to UND Fighting Hawks football on the Home of Economy Radio Network from Learfield.
This is a classic rebroadcast of North Dakota football from Bobcat Stadium in Bozeman on Saturday, September 24th, 2016 against the Montana State Bobcats. I know what you're saying, that last sequence didn't have any scoring, but I argue that was a perfect example of how football under the direction of Bubba Schweigert can work sometimes. Drive it out of the shadow of your own end zone and flip the field with a very good punt. We'll return with more fourth quarter action on the Home of Economy Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
Hey, Hawks fans, the pigskin is flying, pads are popping, and Shields wants to know, are you geared up? Got a jersey that needs retiring? Need a brand new hat with some fresh luck? For everything you want to wear, wave, sit on, toss around, drink from, grill on, and stick to your car. If it says Fighting Hawks, Shields has it. Shields, proud supporter of Fighting Hawks football and football fans everywhere. In Bismarck, Minot, Grand Forks, Fargo, and Moorhead.
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now here. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer. IRC Beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
Preparation. It's the key to success on game day. And like your favorite UND players on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pregame routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. UND Pride, powered locally.
For more than 65 years, Enbridge has been safely delivering the energy you rely on every day to fuel your vehicle, heat your home, and power commerce and manufacturing. At Enbridge, they are helping to fuel your quality of life right here in North Dakota. Safely transporting energy is always their top priority. Pipeline systems and facilities are designed with state-of-the-art features and designed to meet a variety of operating conditions and pressures because safety matters. Learn more at enbridge.com.
It seems around here every town is a sports town. And why not? Sports were important to us growing up, and we want the same for our kids. To get involved, to compete, because that's how kids learn to lead. And why Farmers Union Insurance supports these programs. They know sports aren't just about building skill and strength, but about building character. Farmers Union Insurance. They don't just protect our community, they invest in it.
Nate from the Golf Center here, the man with the fancy shoes. Remember this, it's always the club's fault. Set up an appointment or stop in for a custom fitting experience to find where your misses are coming from. It's a proven fact that once you find clubs with the correct specifications, you will make a more fluid swing and improved shot impact pattern, giving you a tighter dispersion and flight consistency. In turn, you're going to hit better shots and have more fun after your fitting at the Golf Center, where your game begins.
Let Grand Forks International Airport help you start your next vacation off on the right foot. Grand Forks International Airport offers flights to the sunny destinations of Orlando, Las Vegas, and Phoenix on Allegiant, and connections anywhere in the world through Minneapolis, St. Paul on Delta. Forget the hassles of long drives, parking nightmares, and stressful check-ins. The convenience of flying locally means less headaches and more time for you. Check out their new website at gfkairport.com. Grand Forks International Airport, your airport, simply grand.
The Grand Forks Herald is proud to be a part of this UND sports broadcast. Our experienced team of sports writers are experts at bringing game details to you, whether it's high school or college level sports. Don't forget to check out their blogs, videos, and online chats for additional tidbits you won't find anywhere else. So whether on the road or at home, remember, our team covers your team. Read about today's game in your Grand Forks Herald or online at grandforksherald.com.
In 1951, on the corner of 8th and Main, Ted Hornbacher started a neighborhood grocery store grounded in family values, bringing you the highest quality meat and smokehouse along with the freshest produce, bakery, and deli products. And we take pride in serving you every day. Hornbacher's, freshness and quality since 1951. And remember, before or after the game, we have you covered with our quick and easy meals. Stop in today and check them out in our deli and meat departments. Hornbacher's, the official grocery store of North Dakota Athletics.
This is a classic rewind broadcast of UND football. Today's game is at Montana State in 2016. Currently, it's in the fourth quarter with North Dakota leading 10-9, but have the Bobcats pinned deep in their own territory.
For the University of North Dakota, 8 penalties for 70 yards. 8 penalties for 70 yards today. And those 70 yards are critical in today's game. 10-9, UND holding on to a 1-point lead. Jack, Mike, and Paul back with you at Bobcat Stadium. Dussault, the punter for UND, pins Montana State inside their own 5. So you don't get points on that last drive. You hurt yourself, Coach, with some penalties. But your punter kind of bails you out with a decent punt.
Well, you took almost 5 minutes off the clock. Or a little bit longer than that because they started that quarter with the ball, I believe.
At their own 5-yard line.
Right, and so you were able to do that, possess the ball for a while. Montana State, 95 yards from any score. But again, they're only 1 point down.
So 1st and 10 for Montana State. They'll keep it on the ground with Newell, and Newell cut up underneath by Bacher, by Dylan Bacher. Tell you what, North Dakota's recruiting may have to continue to reach the Netherlands, because if you can find a couple more like him, you're going to be in good shape.
I like wooden shoes.
You like wood, and I like cheese.
There you go.
2nd down, and someone out there going, could somebody please tell Jack that Netherlands may not be known for cheese? You may have to go to Switzerland. And 2nd down and 8, a pickup of 2 for Chad Newell. Brugman got protection on either side. The handoff to Newell. Newell following his block, got a little room. He gets out to around the 10, about the 11-yard line, and a face mask is going to be called late. It didn't appear that Arnell grabbed the face mask. It appeared he just...
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense. Number 20.
And he apparently did grab the face mask, Coach.
I just watched it on the replay. His hand was on the helmet.
Yeah, that's what I saw. See, that's a tough call. It looked like it was going to possibly be, but I didn't appear that it was. But obviously it doesn't matter what we think. Brugman back to pass on 1st down. It is caught. It was wrestled, yes. D'Agostino wrestled away from Arnell. A big hit for Montana State. Out to the 45-yard line of UND.
That's 2 times in 2 weeks we've seen D-backs from UND catch the ball simultaneously with the receiver and have it yanked away.
So with 9:18 to play in the game, Montana State is on the move. A big connection. Brugman to pass, play action on 1st down. He's got a man. It is incomplete and picked off. It's intercepted by Hunt. Yes, Hunt has it. Midfield and tripped it around at the 45. A tip ball, and it's picked off by North Dakota, Torrey Hunt. Holy cow, just what the doctor ordered. Bart, the intended receiver, slipped through his hands, and Hunt catches an early Christmas present.
Boy, talk about being in the right place at the right time. But again, that's alignment. You're in your coverage. That was zone coverage, and he was there to pick off that ball.
2 fumble recoveries, 2 interceptions, and North Dakota's defense once again rises up in the Treasure State. A big turnover for Montana State. Now can North Dakota finish it off? 9:04 to play in the game. On the ground to Santiago. Santiago over left tackle. Santiago inside the 40, down to the 36-yard line.
You have Matt Cox down again.
Stopped up by number 59, Fletcher Collins.
Fletcher Collins on the stop. Cox slow to get up, and now he'll just remain down.
Well, come on, offense. This is they're giving you the opportunity to go just take this one now. I would really like to see North Dakota's offense just go and grab this game by the scruff of the neck. I think it's probably the best description I can say. I mean, they have it right there in front of them. Go take it.
This is where you have that killer instinct, and you finish them off. You put your foot on their throat, and you finish them off.
And we're going to see it is an official timeout on the field. They are going to take the timeout. So an injury timeout, 8:54 to play in the game. We'll break as well. North Dakota hopefully can find a way to seal this away when they come back. It's UND 10, Montana State 9. You're listening to Fighting Hawks Football on the home of Economy Radio Network.
You're listening to a classic rebroadcast of North Dakota football from their 2016 game against Montana State. And we'll continue with more of the exciting fourth quarter action after this break from our local stations. You're listening to this classic rebroadcast of North Dakota football's 2016 Big Sky season opener at Montana State. Today it's being presented by Midco Sports Network. For the past decade, there's only been one place to watch your favorite coaches, players, and teams. That place is Midco Sports Network, celebrating 10 years of sports this season. North Dakota got yet another takeaway, leading 10-9, but couldn't do anything with this one as they ran 3 plays and punted. It was a touchback, and the Bobcats would run 3 plays, but also have to kick it away. So now North Dakota has the ball with 7:28 left to play, nursing a 1-point lead.
First and 10, North Dakota. The pitch is to Oliveira, and Oliveira upended across the 20, out around the 21-yard line. A short gain. Josh Hill on the stop for Montana State.
Well, North Dakota desperately needs first downs here because punting back into this wind is going to get Montana State ever so much closer to field goal range.
Now, this is where, Paul, you nailed it. If they get 1 and maybe 2, you're going to force Montana State to really start getting nervous defensively. So without question, Paul, the drive of the game right now for UND. 6:55 to play. 10-9. North Dakota holding on to a 1-point lead. Second down and 9 after a 1-yard gain. Stuttrud back the pass over the middle. Caught by Stanley. Reverses his motion to the 35. He's out to the 38-yard line. He is brought down by Josh Hill. A 17-yard gain. Boy, you ask, you shall receive.
Now that was a gutsy call. He was out there man-to-man coverage against Walker. He was able to get inside of him, ran a short slant, picked up the first down and more.
So it is first down and 10, and now time the ally for UND. 6:19 to play in the fourth quarter. Bobcats have all 3 of their timeouts. Here's a screen pass. Great blocking on the perimeter by Wanzik. The catch is made by Toivonen, and Toivonen across the 45 out to the 48-yard line. Bignell, and he had some help out there by McCabe on the stop at an injured Montana State Bobcat.
Think about that. Noah Wanzik is being asked to be a very big part of that play, and you're asking a freshman to come into a big-time college football game and make a good perimeter block to spring his teammate and freshman roommate, basically, just to make a play there, and that's incredible to ask a freshman to get that type of block to spring that type of play.
That's a tough block to make. You're out in front of the whole world. You get your hands a little bit outside, you're going to be called. Yeah, as a true freshman.
Travis Toivonen, coach from Red Wing, Minnesota. The aforementioned, Paul mentioned Noah Wanzik from Jamestown, North Dakota. I was just in the Buffalo City about a week or so ago. I was chatting with Wanzik's uncle and some of his followers there in Jamestown. And boy, they are really proud of what Noah Wanzik has been able to do thus far. Paul nailed it. You're asking freshmen to step up and not play like freshmen.
These are true freshmen. The last football games they played were in high school.
Second down and 2 for UND. On their own 47-yard line, the clock has just breached past the 6-minute mark, now under 6. 5:55 to play in the game. North Dakota leading 10-9. Trying to even up their overall record at 2-2, but more importantly, trying to go 1-0 in Big Sky Conference play. Cal Poly has already picked off Montana today. North Dakota trying to pick off Montana State. High backfield behind the quarterback, Stuttrud. Here's the give. It is Oliveira Oliveira turning his legs, burning and turning across midfield. He's still on his feet. He's carrying 4 Bobcats inside the 45, down to the 43. Holy cow, is this guy a load?
And we've seen that before where he gets hit. He was actually hit at the line of scrimmage. I thought, well, he'll pick up the first, and then he picked up even more. Excellent play, and he had good blocking in there, but from DeMond Mercer as well. That's a wide receiver.
What do you think of my player spotlight call for this week now?
I love your player spotlight. Keep moving the chains. Under 5 now to play. The handoff backfield, this time Santiago, and Santiago steps across for a couple of yards. Down to the 40-yard line, brings up second down, and let's call it 7, maybe second down and 8. Ron Bando, the stop for Montana State. North Dakota in no hurry.
Keaton's doing a good job of watching that play clock. Last time it started at 30 when he got up to the line, and he sat there and waited for it to get down under 10.
Stutcher, the young quarterback out of St. Louis Park, Minnesota. High backfield on second down and 8. The ball spotted on the left hash, and at the Montana State 40, they give us to Santiago. Santiago up the middle again, and Bagnell's helmet came off, the linebacker from Montana State. So on third down and medium, Bagnell will have to come off for a play. And Montana State brings in Joey Michael, a senior from Kashmir, Washington. So no Bagnell on a third down play.
And as I watch him leave the field, again, all this second half, he's limping considerably. He is some kind of a warrior. He's out there on about a leg and a half.
UND's biggest third down of the game if they can get it. Under 4 to play, third down and 6 on the Montana State 39. North Dakota holding on to a 1-point lead. 17,000 strong screaming against UND. The pass is incomplete. Is there a flag? No. The pass intended for Fiedler, the tight end. Josh Hill, the linebacker in coverage. And again, UND fails to get a third down in a critical time of the fourth quarter with 3:35 to play in a game that could easily be decided by a leg.
Well, I'm surprised there wasn't consideration of a flag on that play.
So Dussault to punt it. Now, there was pretty tight coverage on the linebacker Hill and the tight end Fiedler. The snap is high. The kick into the wind, and this one sending towards the end zone, and it'll be into the end zone, a touchback.
This is late fourth quarter action of the 2016 meeting between North Dakota and Montana State at Bobcat Stadium in Bozeman on the Home of Economy Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
When another Alberta Clipper blows in, nothing keeps you on the job longer than Carhartt work gear from Home of Economy. Ask anyone working outdoors. They'll tell you Carhartt makes the warmest work gear available. Traditional brown duck, Yukon Extremes, Carhartt Originals, and FR. They're all beyond tough and ready to work as hard as you do. See us today for the most sizes, styles, and selections.
Home of Economy, where your dollar buys more.
Calling all UND sports fans. Each UND game day, whether home or away, visit your local Valley Dairy and Valley Car Wash for exclusive game day deals. Enjoy $1 off any breakfast or single topping personal pan size hot stuffed pizza at Valley Dairy. Or buy one, get one free car washes at any of the 4 Valley Car Wash locations. Welcome to Valley Dairy. Welcome to the new official convenience store of UND Athletics.
Nothing better than spending summer on a pontoon. Right. Summer's over. And you don't have a pontoon. Sounds like you need to go to Revolution's Power Sports and Marine for the pontoon blow-up. Save big on all remaining pontoons. And Revolution's has winter storage, winterization, and boat shrink wrap available. Don't miss out on a great deal at Revolution's Power Sports and Marine pontoon blow-up. We need something here. Perfect. Off I-29 and 32nd Avenue South.
You've been on the farm your whole life. You've packed countless sack lunches over the years, preparing for the day ahead. Hard to imagine this day would come. Yeah, there's still the same fields, the same roads, the same hard work. But soon it'll be time for someone new to carry on the legacy. The question is, are you prepared? No matter what the future holds, Ag Country is here to help you plan ahead.
The Grand Forks Herald is proud to be a part of this UND sports broadcast. Our experienced team of sports writers are experts at bringing game details to you, whether it's high school or college level sports. Don't forget to check out their blogs, videos, and online chats for additional tidbits you won't find anywhere else. So whether on the road or at home, remember our team covers your team. Read about today's game in your Grand Forks Herald or online at grandforksherald.com.
Nate from the Golf Center here, the man with the fancy shoes. We don't want this golf season to end, so come see us for everything you need to continue on warm and cozy. Push carts available now to keep that heart rate up on cool mornings. Rain jackets, windbreakers, and sweaters to layer up and make a full day of it. Gloves and hats to keep the important things comfortable. Golf balls in a variety of colors, as well as low compression balls to take the sting out of those frozen shots. All available at the Golf Center, where your game begins.
Preparation. It's the key to success on game day. And like your favorite UND players on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pre-game routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. UND Pride, powered locally.
Get your ice cold Bud Light Seltzer here. Even though you can't go to the game, doesn't mean the game can't be brought to you now here. Just go to budlight.com/delivery. That's budlight.com/delivery.
Give me 2 mangoes.
Coming at you. It's a little short. Ow. Sorry. You know what? I'm just going to walk them over to you.
Whenever there's a game to watch, there's a Bud Light there. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, and Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beer, beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
You're listening to late fourth quarter action between UND and Montana State, presented by Midco Sports Network. The Bobcats have the ball on their own 20, trailing by 1, with just over 3 minutes to play.
3:26 to play in the game. First down and 10. Montana State, all they need is a field goal to take the lead. The snap is low. Brugman back to pass, all day to throw. He's got a man downfield. It is incomplete. So second down and 10. Brugman out of the gun, but Newell on his left hip. Brian Labatt may have stepped off sides, blitzing from a linebacker. Brugman steps away, and now he's going down. There's a sack. Donnell Rogers. Rogers brings him down. Third down and long.
And that's, really one of the few times today they've gotten to him in a passing situation. Finally paid off. One thing about UND's defense, they're relentless. They keep coming.
They keep coming indeed. Third down. They need to get to the 30-yard line. They're at the 17 for a first down. So loss of 3, loss of 4 in the play. North Dakota brings some heat. There's the pass. It is incomplete. And Zach Arnell able to knock it away from the intended receiver, the tight end, Connor Sullivan. So Padmos, the punter, back to boot it away again. If you're wondering, there's 2 minutes and 44 seconds to play. They wouldn't fake it, no. He's going to boot it away. This one end over end. Santiago, fair catch, and he catches it in his sternum at the 40-yard line. First and 10 for UND. And they'll keep it on the ground. They give it to Oliveira. Oliveira breaks a tackle. He's at midfield, breaks another. 40, 30, he's going to go. Brady Oliveira is into the end zone. Touchdown, North Dakota. 60 yards for the pride of Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. And that could seal it.
He broke a tackle or two, and then once he got into the open, he was not going to be caught.
Brady Oliveira.
Well, you'll recall last year, Coach, that he got caught on one in the game against Montana State. Not that time. Not that time.
Here's Reed Taubenheim for the point after. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 2:27 to play.
The Manitoba Moose got loose, and North Dakota, you thought maybe had some breathing room. Think again, as coming up is proof that winning on the road in any collegiate sport is never easy. We'll have the exciting conclusion after this message from our local station partners. Welcome back. North Dakota's just gotten the big play, extended the lead, but I encouraged you to stay with us as the Bobcats were not going to make it easy for the Fighting Hawks to get to the finish line and pick up a critical road win.
Taubenheim sends a short little kick And is going to be taken at the 24-yard line. North Dakota in coverage, and there's the tackle. Taubenheim, the kicker, able to bring down Cassis.
Number 4, Reed.
Well, Taubenheim has a tackle to put on his resume.
Well, he does have a tackle, but Montana State has the ball at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know about those kicks. I've never been a real big fan of these pooch things. It gives away so much field position.
Well, ideally, those high sky kicks like that come down somewhere between the 15 and the goal line. That's what was not near that deep.
Talked with Bubba Schweigert about that before we left yesterday on the plane, and you're exactly right, Coach. It's the intent is one thing, the execution of it has been the other. So first down and 10 for Montana State. Brugman back to pass. The first pass is complete to D'Agostino. On the stop is Torrey Hunt. Hunt has an interception today. Brian Labatt has an interception today.
Great job by Hunt to tackle him in bounds.
Yep. 2 minutes. 2:03 to play. 17-9. North Dakota leading by 8. Second down and 8 for Montana State. Back to pass. Brugman under a whole heap of pressure, and he's down in a pile as the pass is incomplete. Holy cow. Tank Harris got back there. Who else was back there?
Noah Johnson was there, the two of them.
Noah Johnson, yes. Third down and 8 for Montana State for their own 42-yard line. For the Bobcats on third and long. Pass caught near side. Uh-oh. Breaking free. Breaking free is Cassis. He's heading towards the end zone. Finally pushed out of bounds. Zach Arnell, a touchdown-saving tackle at the 3-yard line. And it's a new game almost. Wow. What happened? Cassis got open.
Well, he broke. He caught the ball. Torrey Hunt missed the tackle. He broke. He just spun back inside.
So now it is first and goal, Montana State. Handoff, Newell inside. Touchdown, Bobcats. It's not over yet. Boy, that pass play hurt. The pass play hurt. And now it comes down to a 2-point conversion to tie the game with 1:41 to play in regulation.
Boy, I just simply don't understand how you can let somebody get behind you in that situation. I don't get it. North Dakota's defense had done so many great things today, and that just is, wow, tough.
Well, you've got Newell in the backfield. The ball is on the 3-yard line. Newell has been averaging almost 6 yards a carry. This would tie it. 2-point conversion. Brugman to pass. Brugman incomplete. Back in the end zone. And here comes a late flag. Oh, no. This one is going to hurt. We'll go down for the official call. Pass interference is what we're expecting. Scott Root, the referee today.
Pass interference. Defense, number 20. Penalties half the distance to the goal. Retry.
Well, now you could just hand it to Newell. At least that's what Montana State is thinking. So it's spotted down at just over the 1-yard line. 2-point conversion. This would tie the game. And a timeout is called.
Timeout. North Dakota. That's their final charge timeout.
So you burn your final timeout here on the 2-point conversion. 1:41 to play. And it comes down at least to this for now. Montana State has the wind at their back, so if they do get the 2-point tied up and kick it off, they could have a touchback. But let's see if the defense can rise up. 2-point conversion attempt. Brugman on a hard cadence almost drew some offside, but now resets the play. Brugman has Newell on his left hip. 2-point conversion. Handoff to Newell, and he's not in. I don't think he got in. He didn't get in. He didn't get in. North Dakota denies the Bobcats on the 2-point conversion, and for the time being holds on to a 2-point lead. They are going to review it. For the second straight week, we are going to technology for the answer. What do you see, Coach? You've got a replay machine here.
The replay isn't showing yet. I'm just standing here holding my breath.
Paul, you're on the goal line. Paul, did you see it?
I had to look through a bunch of bodies that looked very close, so we'll be interested to see what the camera can actually see.
It's under further review.
So it's under review.
The ball did not cross the goal line. His butt hit the ground actually first.
So you believe that this will stand, Coach?
Connor O'Brien made the tackle, first of all. He's the guy that locked up the legs.
Get your hands team ready, because anticipate.
Well, yeah, that's goes without saying. That's going to come. But for the second straight week, it really comes down. No one said it's going to be easy. Last week it took 2 overtimes. And right now it's coming down to a replay right now of a 2-point conversion. If it's good and the ruling is reversed, we're tied at 17. If the play stands, it'll be 17-15 North Dakota at Montana State, as Paul mentioned. Get ready for an onside kick.
He's got the call.
Here we go.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Point's no good.
There you go. Nice call, Coach.
But you talk about nothing's going to come easy, but I'll be perfectly honest, and I hate to be critical of our team, and it actually pains me, but offensively, North Dakota, as this season progresses, has got to get more out of their offense. This defense can't constantly do it. It becomes too heavy of a load.
But
getting first downs, turning third downs into first downs, it just isn't happening enough.
And Paul, outside of that big hit by Brady Oliveira and maybe one series where there was a little bit of tempo, you're right. It's also better good today. To learn with a win than learn with a loss. So here we go. Expecting an onside kick. Ball is teed up at that 35-yard line. And the hands team and some of the boys are out there. Kicking this will be the kicker, Peppinger. And it is an onside kick. It is fumbled. And Montana State is still loose. And Montana State has it. Did it go? Did it go the proper distance? And now we've got flags, personal foul penalties perhaps, or excessive celebration.
You can't pull somebody off a pile. That's a penalty.
Who did it, Montana State?
I could not tell, but the flag flew. And the thing is, UND's return team went up to try to catch it before it had gone 10 yards, and it bounced off.
Right. They went to try to make the play. So Montana State will get this football. It's just a matter of where. Let's go to Scott Root.
Receiving team recovered by the kicking team. It'll be Montana State's ball. After the play, we have personal foul, 49. Kicking team, 15-yard penalty. Montana State keeps the ball, first down.
This crowd is realizing that the personal foul was against Montana State after the official, Scott Root, said it was on North Dakota.
I think Big Nell came in and tried.
Sportsmanlike conduct of the game.
Right, he came in and tried to pull somebody off the pile. That's a new penalty this year.
1:37 to play. North Dakota leading 17-15. The other thing is, guys, the Bobcats have all their timeouts. And the wind at their back, trailing 17-15. Again, not easy. First down and 10 for Montana State from their own 22-yard line. Low snap. The heat is on. Screen pass caught by Brecky. 20, 25, 30. Out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Ryan Labatt able to ankle tackle Brecky at the 37-yard line. 36. And a no-huddle hurry-up offense. 1:29 is on the clock. First and 10. Brugman going to put it on the ground to Newell. Newell wrapped up immediately, and you can afford to do that when you have timeouts. So a short gain, Disterhop on the stop for North Dakota. So a second down and 7. Ball is on Montana State's 34. 71 seconds to play. Montana State down by 2. Pass near side, picked up. It is intercepted, and North Dakota is going to seal the win. Zach Arnell. His second. Arnell may have sealed it for UND. The third interception of the game. The 5th turnover for Montana State.
I think Montana State will have a chance to get the ball back here. But I guess they have 3 timeouts. North Dakota may end up have 3 quick plays, and if they don't get a first down.
How about North Dakota's defense? Absolutely has bailed out the team here today late. They give us to Brady Oliveira. Oliveira pierces his way through the 40, out to the 43-yard line. Good gain of 4 there, and Josh Hill on the stop. So the timeout called.
This will be a 30-second timeout.
So Stutschert on 2nd down and 6. Again, 58 seconds to play. Stutschert turns, handoff to Oliveira. Over the right side, gets about a yard, maybe 2. And a quick timeout called by Montana State. Tucker Yates on the stop. But the part of you that has played Atari or Nintendo or Tecmo Bowl, Paul, wants you to make a nice little pass to a tight end for a first down here. I know that's risky, but you know what I'm talking about? The part of you that is that video game mentality, even though that's not right thinking, it's what I'm thinking.
As a coach's son, I'm not thinking that. not even close.
You're dead now.
I know at the dinner table that's not something that we would be thinking.
Your dad's a smart man. 3rd down. And Montana State can stop the clock one more time, but a first down ends it. You need 5 yards. 3rd down and 5. Only one receiver split wide to the right. I backfield. 6 yards wins the game. They give to Santiago. He's not going to get 1. He is stacked up at the line of scrimmage. And at last timeout called by Montana State. 17-15.
And let's remember, guys, a few weeks ago, all UND had to do was get a punt off, and that didn't happen. Montana State's been close a couple times today on the block.
I call that the agony of Stony Brook. So, DeSold will boot it away. I'd imagine Montana State may come after him. Maybe. The bottom line is still you've got a good field goal kicker. Now, the longest field goal made by Montana State coming into this game was 37 yards. They've got a couple chip shots today. It's just not easy. That clock can't go fast enough. Montana State out of timeouts. And North Dakota to punt it away. The line of scrimmage of 45. Cassis back to return. The snap is good. DeSold gets it away. High punt. And no fair catch called yet. And a tackle made inside the 15-yard line.
Jacob
Holman, the long snapper out of the Magic City of Minot, North Dakota, makes Cassis pay for not fair catch, and that could have been dangerous.
That really could have been, and he did a good job of not only getting down, but making an open field tackle.
So this is it. 42 seconds to play, and Montana State, well, 10, 20, 30, 40. They're within maybe about 50 yards of taking a shot of winning this game, but no timeouts. So twin receivers split wide to the left. Twins to the near side. Brugman takes the snap. 4-man rush, and now flags a false start on Montana State. UND with 3 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries today.
Now, interestingly, UND still not in a nickel coverage. They have their 4 defensive backs, 3 backers.
Brugman takes the snap, steps up into a pocket, floats one down the middle. It is knocked away, incomplete.
Arnell again.
Arnell and Connor O'Brien back in the coverage. Pass intended downfield for the tight end, Connor Sullivan. So 2nd down and 15. Brugman out of the gun. They set up a screen to Brucky. Brucky's at the 10. A flag comes in from behind, and Brucky appended at the 15-yard line. That's near the original line of scrimmage, but again, a penalty marker in the play. Connor O'Brien on the stop. Is this a low block here? What are we looking at?
That's what he's indicating, Jack.
Let's go down to Scott Root. Scott's been busy. He's going to need to gargle after today's game. Scott, what do we have?
Illegal block below the waist. 87, offense. Penalties half the distance. 2nd down.
Yeah, you take the yards, Coach, obviously, because we're talking about a game separated by 2 points, 17-15. Montana State has the football. It's now at the 6-yard line. 2nd down. They need to get to the 24. A 2nd down and 18 for the Bobcats. North Dakota leading 17-15. The snap, And in the end zone, Brugman getting chased out of the end zone, and the pass incomplete, intended for Herbert.
I will tell you, nobody's going to get behind Cole Reyes or Zach Arnell. They're not going to let that happen.
They're playing center field and then some. They call it in baseball no doubles, Coach, right? 3rd down and 18 for Montana State. Here's the step to Brugman. Brugman has some time. Looking downfield, he's going for all the money. Herbert downfield. It is incomplete. Is there a flag? Yes. Oh, no. With 5 seconds to play, pass interference on North Dakota. Now, it's not the National Football League.
Pass interference. Defense, number 20. Penalties 15 yards, previous spot, automatic, first down.
Well, it's a 15-yard penalty that doesn't kill you.
Well, there are 5 seconds left on this clock.
And this is it.
Aye.
Let's hope this is the final play. 5 seconds to play. UND has got everybody in a safety. With 3 guys in a safety. Brugman to pass. Brugman pass across the middle. It's Herbert. He pitches the ball. And now Montana State a lateral. It's tipped. It's on the ground. It's thrown back. It's a rugby scrum. It's still loose. It is partly down. And North Dakota has it. And this ball game is over. Except there's a flag. It's going to go against Montana State. And this game is going to end. Scott Root, send us home.
Go forward pass. Offense. 5-yard penalty from that spot. Loss it down. By rule, the game's over.
Game is over. 17-15. North Dakota gets the win. Wow. Back-to-back weeks where it comes down to the final play. North Dakota walks out of Bozeman. 17-15 win.
Oh,
Paul, you're up.
Coach, congratulations first and foremost. Secondly, how many chances did they have down the stretch? And boy, I guess you weathered all of them, didn't you?
Oh, we did. Really proud of our defense. Made a lot of stops, but this game, we got to learn from this kind of stuff. We got to be more disciplined in all situations, give them credit. They're at home. They got a great crowd here, and it's tough to hear that, but we got to handle those situations. Just too many penalties and really giving them a lot of their points. It had nothing to do. It was us at times. We get a 3rd down stop, and we have a penalty early in the 3rd quarter, but really a gutsy effort by our guys again. So we'll take it. We popped a big run. We kept leaning on and popped one. That was great for our guys, but it's tough to get all wins, and we got to grind them out and keep working at that, all right?
We'll send it back upstairs to you guys.
Very nicely done, Paul Ralston. We'll hear more from Paul as our post-game show continues and is forthcoming. Think about this, fans. North Dakota lost at Stony Brook by 4 points at a heartbreaker in Long Island. They lost at FBS Bowling Green, had an opportunity to tie it with an extra point or go for 2 for the win. They went for the 2, dialed up the play. It went off a fingertip. They lose by 1. They win in 2 overtimes by 3 points last week against South Dakota. And then on the road, win by 2 points in the Big Sky Conference opener. It has been an absolute incredible first 4 games of the season. It is hopefully iron sharpening iron, and they get better and continue to get better, because next week the task gets really tall against Cal Poly. A lot to talk about when we come back. Our post-game show is coming up. A final today from beautiful Bobcat Stadium in Bozeman, Montana. The University of North Dakota 17, Montana State 15. And you heard it on the Home of Economy Radio Network from Learfield.
Head coach Bubba Schweigert says that late game excitement can happen, especially when you're trying to beat a team on their homecoming. You have to expect them to scrape tooth and nail to the bitter end, but he was happy with the way his team handled it.
It's a challenging environment, and they were a very good team. We had to find a way, and really proud of our guys, because there were so many big moments, like there are in every game, but so many within the last 7 minutes of that game, just so many big moments. But we played well in tough conditions. It was a windy, cool day, and our guys just found a way. A real gritty, tough performance by our guys. That's what I remember from that day.
This concludes another UND Classic football broadcast, this time from Saturday, September 24th, 2016, where the University of North Dakota went to Bozeman and beat the Montana State Bobcats on their homecoming 17-15. This Classic rebroadcast has been presented by Midco Sports Network. For the past decade, there's only been one place to watch your favorite coaches, players, and teams. That place is Midco Sports Network, celebrating 10 years of sports this season. We hope you enjoyed this trip down memory lane and hope you'll join us in a week's time to do it again. Live college sports will happen again soon. In the meantime, we'll continue to give you some great moments for the coaches, players, and you, the fans of University of North Dakota Athletics. For more information, visit fightinghawks.com. This is Paul Ralston thanking you for listening, and we hope you'll choose to do so again.